Where's my face?
Look at that.
Where's my face? Hold on. Why is my face not here? There we
No, it's not again.
Because you removed it for last stream.
No,
no,
face.
it should be working. But, oh, it's because the background's
No
part of it.
face.
Pre-stream dance! Pre-stream dance! Gotta do that! Pre-stream dance! Pre-stream dance! Pre-stream dance! Gotta do that! Pre-stream dance!
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. My name is Horb Gorb. It's my birthday weekend this weekend. So, in order to celebrate, we're gonna do something fun. Let me say hello to everybody. Hello, Aedrah. Hello, Inquisitor Thomas. Hello, Julie Caesar. Hello, L.A. Hi. Hello, Penny Whistle. I was going to go to bed since you threatened me. Hello, Pryor. Hello, Caroline. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. I'm joined. Hello, Red Site Stories, a.k.a. Miceman. Go read his stories. They're good.
Shameless plug, shameless
Shameless
plug,
plug,
shameless plug.
shameless plug.
Slimish slug.
Let me introduce the wonderful entities and other weirdos, the usual gang of idiots, in chat with me today.
Attention freaks.
Attention. Oh, God!
Perfect introduction for me.
It has begun. We might as well start with Aedrah. They are here.
Hello.
Hello. I hate you.
Oh, $50.
I know. I know.
Feels weird seeing Hedgehog react to things that I have yet to see happen.
I know, right?
Let's get used to that. So that's Aedrah. They're here. We hate them. Next we have, I'm trying to go in alphabetical order. We have...
I thrive on your spite.
I know. We have the Dragon 100. Hello! He's here, as always, as well. Just fucking around. Being a weird in the back. Being a creature. We have Grayman 2003. Hi!
2003.
Yes.
Oh, Noah couldn't be here, so he's our backup femboy.
What?
Fuck off. Fuck you. I can't believe this.
And of course we have Miceman 391.
Hey everyone. Hi chat. How are you
Hello.
doing?
Also known as Red Side Stories. Rome wishes you a happy birthday. I see Kraken. I see Port. Oh, you're seeing Tattersall, my friend. So, let me explain what we're doing today. Today, to celebrate my birthday, I'm giving all my stupid friends a chance to get me absolutely pissed drunk. So, this is a tier list. I have
like
previously
45?
put together my own version of this tier list. All of the things on this tier list are titles of my stories that I have written. The job of the voice chat and you guys in the regular
S
chat.
tier.
And the job of you guys in the regular chat is, because I voice chat, I recommend you also commune with the regular chat to help you make decisions too, because I think it'd be fun. You guys are going to try to guess where I put all of these titles in my own personal tier list of how much I like my own titles. For everyone you get right, I will take a shot. That's right.
All right.
So
I think we can all agree poison goes into S tier, right?
This is an obscure reference that no one will understand yet.
It's not even out yet.
So before we begin, I'm giving you guys 3 options for what I will be taking shots of. Do bear in mind that I do have the right that if I feel it is getting unsafe, because I could technically have to take up to 25 shots tonight. I doubt that's gonna happen, but if you guys get more right than I think you're going to, I have the right to either switch to sips or stop drinking if I feel I am being unsafe. Dragon is also keeping an eye on me for that reason. But let's look at our options today. So first we have black spiced rum, Kraken brand specifically, that you can pick for me to drink. We have Tattersall's whiskey barrel aged gin. There is a chance of death, indeed. And we also have Tattersall's blueberry liqueur. I am nothing if not brand loyal. Tattersall is my favorite drink company. Some of you in the chat might get to go see them sometime soon. So what are we thinking, voice chat and regular chat? What are the votes for which I'm drinking?
Blueberry.
Blueberry?
Blue.
Blue.
Blue?
Blue. Blue.
Okay, everybody's saying blueberry? You guys know that is the least alcoholic of all of these.
Yeah, but that
options.
means that you
Perfect.
have to take all the shots.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
I like blueberry
fair.
because
Least chance
there's a
of death,
scene in
most
Parks
safe.
and Rec where Ben gets drunk on blueberry juice.
Okay. Julie Caesar also says go blue. Let's see once the chat catches up what the rest of them say, but it seems like blueberry liqueur is going to win.
Everyone wants to see Hedgehog Blue. What the fuck?
Dabu dee dabu die.
Willy
Dabu
Wonka
dee, dabu
tier
die, dabu
stuff.
dee, dabu die. All of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are blue, except for 3 of them, and there are 4. Also, how's the volume, everybody? Are we good? I didn't really check it very well before I began. Are we okay? Is everybody at a good volume? There's no like audio in the background today, so it should be okay. But if it's not like annoying that like one of us, either the Discord chat or Dragon and I are louder than everybody else or anything. Okay, looks like it's gonna be Blueberry. Volume's fine for everyone. Okay, Goose Hand. I need your assistance, Goose.
Huh?
I need Goose's assistance to back the other alcohols in that.
Open the bottle.
Hold on, I'll go get him.
You'll go get him. Listen, our roommate, he's sleeping. Goose Hand, our roommate's sleeping.
Go.
Yes!
Poor guy's all tired out from
Fuck.
dying in
Stop committing
Hades
war
2
crimes.
over and over.
Why is Goose
Did he
here?
beat it, by the way?
Not that I know of.
What do you want?
Oh, yeah, here. Can you put this one back? And also the other one that I'm going to hand you in a second.
Oh my god, he's real!
He is
What
real.
the fuck?
Man,
He's real.
He's
There he
fucking
is.
real!
He's real!
feed him alcohol.
I can't fucking believe he's real. Holy shit.
Grayman, you
I
haven't
love
been
it
to
when
the
you
streams
say
in a while, have you?
Comes by.
Every time I make a
No.
drink, Goose Hand helps me. Goose Hand is my
I've
assistant.
never seen this. That's insane.
Wait, you're not just
Yeah,
drinking
Goose-
straight out of the
Goose Hand's
bottle?
real.
That's what
No,
thought
I got a
was
shot
gonna happen.
glass.
What?
I'm gonna take shots.
Lame.
Listen, it's got wolves on it.
Lame.
It's got wolves on
I
it.
have fulfilled my contractual obligation.
Thank you.
There are 2 wolves inside of me.
TV/Goosehead.
Probably
They're
not.
both
Go,
drunk.
go follow Goose Hand and
They're
Twitch.tv.
both fucking drunk
Shameless
off their
plug.
asses.
You can also there's
Shameless plug.
there's link to his VOD channel in the description as well. Goose headed back to the basement. Channel cryptid Goose Hand. Also, hi LLA. You seem to be somewhat new around here, or maybe you just don't show very frequently. Welcome.
That's LAA.
What?
It's
La.
LAA.
Oh,
That's what I said.
You said LLA.
Oh, sorry, LAA.
Wow.
Hedgehog
Wow.
dyslexic arc.
Listen, I don't have my glasses on.
Yet.
I'm not drunk yet.
Yes.
Okay, let's begin.
Yeah, stream
So we are trying to guess
Where
where
I
you put
put-
these titles.
Yes, how much I like these titles. So
Not the story themselves.
not the story themselves, just the title.
Just the titles.
How the title. So obviously Grayman is not entirely caught up, so we're gonna try to be a little bit low on spoilers. The big obvious one at the beginning, he has passed though, so you can say who Abigail Hodge is.
Yeah, we
But-
know where Grayman is. It's in his name right now.
It's true. It's in his name. Well, the chat can't see what his
Oh.
name is, but
Probably for the best.
got
Oh,
to the
right.
sex one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you made
Oh,
it.
which sex one?
he made it to the sex one.
The first or the second?
The first. The first one.
I'm busy being in stream. I'll read the stories later.
So by the way, I do want to say I'm not cheating by any means. I made my own version of this tier list earlier, and I have it up in front of me right now. So I will not be fudging my answers.
Time to
Grayman, read the
fudge
stories.
all the answers.
I will not be fudging the answers at
Don't
all.
worry, I'll peek at her screen to make sure she's not fudging answers.
It's true.
Thank you, Goose.
You can't peek at the screen because you need to help them guess. Because
Okay.
because usually Dragon gets involved in the behind the scenes, so usually he can't help. But I haven't told him anything about any of these, so he is just
I'm
as
completely in the dark. Yeah.
he is just as much a pawn in my games as you all are today.
So, I have a no scope for one of them at the very least,
Fair enough. Hey, thanks Rose. Thanks for the birthday wishes.
and that is Vision Quest is either Uncommon W or King of Titles. I'm leaning more towards Uncommon W.
Fair enough. We're gonna go first to last. So
Oh,
Don't.
okay.
Man cannot hold us down. Vision Quest first.
you can
Dude,
do okay. Fine. I'll
Let's
let
go
you...
in the order we want.
Okay, I'll let you guys go in the order you want.
Yeah,
Can
but
we
we're gonna
start
have
with?
to keep
Can we?
pushing EMP back for the bit.
His whole turns has me turned so
Can
tight
we-
goes in this fucking stinks.
Can we start with ancient history though, because it is the first one?
Sure.
Are
Jeez,
you
Okay.
gonna,
holy
are you gonna
shit.
screen share your screen?
Yes, I should probably do
Yeah.
that. That might be helpful.
We should.
Let me do that.
That
Really
way we can
quick.
actually see everything in real time.
Let me do that.
I was
really
gonna
quick.
say.
I was like,
really
I guess
ready
we're
to
just
start. We have,
operating like
not,
several seconds behind this whole
we've
time.
not set up anything yet.
Nope, that's not what I want. That's incorrect. Here we go.
Yeah, please screen share the answers.
No, I'm not doing that. Okay, there's the screen for y'all. I'll be right back. Don't get completely shivers before I come back. I will try
Nice
my
background.
hardest not to. Thank you. Okay, we're back. So before we begin, the tier lists are not S to F. They are King of Titles, Uncommon Hedge W, Kinda Clever, I Don't Get It, This Fucking Stinks. And remember, this is where you think I put them, not where you would put them.
All right, guys, let's all kin Hedgehog. All right, let's
Yep,
all
kin Hedgehog,
fucking
let's
be
go.
her
I
brain.
have a question.
Yes.
Is ancient history like all of them collectively, or just the two words ancient history? Like, does this include the personal history of
No. it
Lucius
is-
Marcel,
No.
part
No, these,
3?
these titles are all written out verbatim. So what
Well,
you see
Oh,
is
okay.
some of
what
them some of them are shorter.
Well,
shortened
but you're
versions,
gonna read what.
Yes, I'm gonna
they
read what the full
are, yeah,
title
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yes.
Did you have to condense some of the super long titles for
I
this?
absolutely
Yes.
did.
Shorter one?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
So,
my god.
By the way, a couple of these, about 7 of these, I handpicked, and the rest I put on a wheel and I randomized. So I did not like handpick to try to like mess you guys up or anything like that, except for a couple of them. So ancient
Except for a
history.
couple.
What do y'all think?
I think this is gonna be kind of clever.
Okay.
If I
That's
just
my
yell
vote.
this fucking stinks for all of them, is it gonna like ruin the stream?
Well, I won't. It might.
Well,
think-
I mean, to be fair, if there is at least one in this fucking stinks, then that's one shot.
No, I was gonna say, listen, this is like picking C on the multiple choice test. We're gonna put all of them in kind of clever, and however many are in kind of clever is how many shots she has to take. Who's with me?
Great.
All right,
This
yeah,
fucking
that's a quick
sucks.
stream.
Great. Thanks. Okay, come on.
All right.
Play along with the game.
Happy birthday! Let's go. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
No!
Let's go.
Ending the stream.
No. All right.
Anyways, I agree with Miceman.
You agree with my
Yeah, I think you don't want to give yourself too much credit here, but you're not like, I think it's pretty obvious.
Like,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
the
Yeah.
story itself is fucking iconic, but like the title itself, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to be biased because the story itself is like, it's the first one. It's
Yeah,
fucking
you
great.
can't think of the
Start.
story at
Can't
all.
think
It,
of the
it's
story.
good. It's kind
The
of clever.
title, like ignoring the story, ignoring that this is the start of everything. It's fine. It's a fine title. Like, it's just ancient history, dude.
Title could have been better if you included mist in some
It's-
way, but
Oh my god.
Dude, ancient
Oh my God.
mystery.
ancient mystery.
Oh my god.
It's a
All
good
right.
title.
Okay, so
All right,
y'all are
kinda
thinking kind of clever.
Kind of clever. is probably-
Okay.
I think we've colloquially decided on kind of clever.
Okay, kind of clever for ancient history. You guys are actually correct. So
Yeah!
First
That's
shot.
one.
I have to take my first shot.
Also,
Great.
yes, I was gonna say as well. Julius Caesar and Caroline both kind of clever
Yep.
in the chat, so y'all got it too.
Okay, I might be taking more like 2/3 of shots, but it's fine. So before I take my
the
shot,
bar gets lower and lower every mention.
before I take my shot, yeah, I put it in kind of clever because this was a title that I put out before.
No, you gotta take your shot and then do the explanation.
Yeah,
Like
Okay,
fighting through the
fine,
burn.
fine.
You have to fight through it.
The sheer incoherent rambling that we're gonna eventually get to.
Well, at least you let me pick the most tasty one.
Yeah, we should have given her like cat
Goddamn,
piss
what
or
was
something.
No.
I said piss, but nobody listened to me.
I
Okay.
listen to you.
Whew. All right, so
Listen, I listen to you.
I picked ancient
Thank you.
history as kind of clever because I chose that title before I really got into the groove and vibe of what my titles were going to be. I was in an era where I was still trying to be a little bit professional and still trying to kind of have somewhat mysterious professional titles. I didn't really get into the habit of making my titles silly or weird yet. And ancient history does kind of describe what happens in the story, but it's just fine. It's just fine.
That's fine.
All right,
It's a
okay.
good title, though.
You guys
yeah.
go ahead and pick whatever one you want next. I can't wait
No,
for you
let's
guys
just go. It would be so much easier to just go down the list.
It would be. Miceman wanted
Let's go to
take
another
it.
start.
Okay, another start.
Which one did I say? Oh, whatever. Another start.
Another start.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Guys, I really don't get it.
Yeah, like
I haven't even
I
made
don't
it to this point. I
understand.
don't get it.
No, I think it's all right. What do you think, Aedrah?
Aedrah, you finished the stories. What do you think?
Dude, this is the king of titles.
Ooh.
She has not really
Without
better
spoilers, I mean, this is a good setup story, but if we're going based on just the title, yeah, I don't get it.
Titles alone.
Okay.
Who is like tapping their mic?
I think it's Aedrah's mic being a little weird.
Oh,
Probably.
also
My
looking
mics
for-
are always shit.
So I don't get it is
Well, I'm looking for chat as well to see if chat has any input.
chat's a little behind, I know. So they'll
chat. Do you
Yeah, it'll
guys
take
like
them a
get it?
second. Chat, do you
Yeah.
What do
get
you
it?
think, Caroline?
Specifically, I want to know what Caroline thinks.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
one of these,
Caroline.
we're all just
What do you
gonna
think?
we're gonna be like, all right, cool, death, and we're all just gonna stare at Caroline and wait for them to answer.
Why me?
Caroline, you have
Because you're the
Caroline,
Edie Valley nerd.
please.
Yeah, Caroline's
value
the
your
resident
opinion.
Valley nerd.
Caroline, resident
Nerd.
Edie Valley.
It's only a matter of time before she finds herself on one of these voice chats. I
Edie
swear to
Valley,
God.
nerds.
Nerds.
It,
Keep them up.
it really is.
Aw.
Okay.
No one's gonna get that. Head, you got
I
it.
got it. All right. So final answers. I don't get it.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
right to me.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, you guys are wrong. I put this in this fucking stinks.
Oh.
I don't get it. Why?
Is it that bad?
Because I've done so many
Yeah,
better
you know what?
titles.
It makes sense.
I've done so many better titles, and Another Start is just such a boring, obvious title. It's a boring, obvious title, and I hate it, and I don't know why I named it that.
Where even is this? Like,
That
in
is
Yeah, I'm
the
trying to remember.
first,
Where is
that is
Another
the first
Start?
episode of Arc 2. Hence, you guys don't even remember which one it is. I mean, Grayman is understandable, but Miceman doesn't even remember which one it is, which it's not good. Is it a bad time to say I haven't caught up with the story? You do not need to have caught up with the story to be here for the titles. I mean, you should, ultimately, because I'd like you to, but it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
This-
This stream is to celebrate the story's coming back, so you got a week and
Wait,
a
the
half.
stories are coming back.
Stories are coming back. Ma'am
Wait,
Story
what?
Room's starting. Ma'am Story Room is starting next week.
Oh my goodness.
Stories starting next week?
Stories starting next week. Next week. I mean, technically
Oh my
it started
goodness
this week
gracious.
with technically it started this week with Clarence. But
That's fair.
Is the first
You're
title
leaving
of
here.
your new story Yet Another Start?
no, it is not.
Yet another start.
No, it is not. Trust me, it is not.
Good.
It's just a week away.
Another start. Just a week
Yeah.
away.
By the
Wow.
way, Julius Caesar. Tomorrow night on the Discord
Wow.
server, we are
Edie
doing
Valley.
an
Just a
Edie
week
Valley
away.
book club meeting. We have already read the first 4 stories, but I believe you're much farther than that. So
Ugh.
feel free to stop in. We're reading some of the stories live, and
Just
we're
a week
gonna talk
away.
about them. Just a week
Can you
away.
believe it?
I'm so happy about this information.
Just a week away. Dunk.
Edie Valley.
It's not Edie Valley anymore. It's
No,
Mame
the
Cerebrum now.
TF2
Meme
frying
cerebrum,
pan sound is
whatever.
not a part of the original video. I know it's the only one that you think of because it's the one that I showed you.
Yep. Oh, tomorrow? Yep, tomorrow evening at 8 EST. 8 EST.
Anti-vaxxing.
Hype for new stories. Need to catch up again. Do it. Catch up again. Catch up again. Arc 3. I don't want to be too high and mighty on myself. So guys in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's some of the best shit I've written. So.
No.
Yes.
No, put it in this fucking sting.
Why
This fucking
Wow.
stinks.
Why does they use the gypsy
It's
wagon?
a telefrag into the villain.
Yeah, Telefrag, the main villain. I don't. And for that forever ruined Edie
Not
Valley for
how it
me.
works. All right. I'm invited. Oh, okay. I'll drop running roam and come. Yeah, no, everybody's invited. It's on the Discord server. So y'all will get to voice chat with me too tomorrow at 8 EST. So feel free to drop in. We're gonna be starting at the fan favorite story, Pancakes in the Art of Badassery.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, Dragon, you should show up. You get to do pancakes.
Pancakes.
Dragon's gonna be all hype and then not show up.
I'm gonna show up for pancakes.
He'll show up for
Pancakes.
pancakes.
Nothing new.
Okay. So catching up with Jack Steele. What do we think about catching up with Jack Steele?
Sounds
I'm
like the
gonna
name of a
say it.
song, not gonna lie.
I
Okay.
think this has uncommon Hedge W all over it, in my opinion.
Okay, because here's the thing. Here's the thing that I have to ask.
Yeah.
Because obviously the point is that it's title only.
Yes.
But what we have to, as a group, collectively think about is, was she unconsciously influenced by the story itself?
Oh no,
That's a
bear in
good
mind, bear in
point.
mind, part of my criteria is how well it represents the story too. So there's a little bit of that in it, bear in mind. So Grayman will be at a slight disadvantage, but he can rely on y'all in the call for the ones he doesn't know.
Grayman is like our ace in the hole, right? Because the idea is it's based off title only, and Grapefruit or what?
Grapefruit.
Grayman.
Grapefruit?
No, Grayman hasn't read these, so he really is going off title
Yes,
only. So what do you
uh-huh.
think, Grayman?
What do I think? I think it sounds like the name of a song, not gonna lie.
Also,
I mean,
thank
given
you, Winter
Benny
Strawberry
Hedgehog
Milk.
titles,
Welcome.
yeah.
Yeah, that is fair.
I'd say, I mean, I don't know the story, but I'd say it's kind of clever because it sounds like a song. Like it's kind of it has a nice ring to it, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I will say,
clever.
when this story first came out, this title alone, it was just like so perfect. But since we're going just based off of title alone, that's
I
tricky.
think-
so. That's why I
think it's-
asked specifically at the beginning because I know how goo she goes for Jack stories. So I'm wondering.
Listen, he's my little gremlin. I get
Exactly,
to be
but
a freak.
exactly.
No,
I'm wondering
yeah.
if she subconsciously pushed it up a little
Right.
further.
This
just
is my
for
thought
that
process,
alone.
right? She doesn't want to put it in King of Titles because it doesn't make sense because you don't know who Jack Steele is. But she just couldn't help putting it high up,
I mean,
right?
we do know who Jack Steele is.
No, but like it's
I
just
don't know
the
who Jack
title.
Steele is.
Yeah,
Grayman,
Read
you'll-
Das Vidania.
Grayman, you will adore Jack Steele.
Good old Grapefruit doesn't know.
Yeah,
That's
Grapefruit.
why I think it
Wait.
goes in. I think it's an
What,
uncommon.
uncommon
Hedge
Hedge W?
I
Yeah,
think
that's where I
you're
think
right.
she would put
I
it.
think she pushed it up, but not quite to King of Titles.
Is that the final answer?
Does everyone agree?
I will accept Uncommon Hedge W, but I think it might stick in kind of clever.
I agree with Aedrah.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
they're
Ooh,
split.
okay,
I also
we're-
saw Caroline say Uncommon Hedge W, and I
Also saw Julius Caesar saying kind of
I was gonna say, what
So
does
we're actually
Caroline
kind of
think?
split.
You're kind of split,
Mm.
so you got to make up
Hey,
your mind.
Because if we're going based off of the title alone, catching up with Jack Steele, that tells us exactly what we need to know. We are catching up with somebody named Jack Steele.
Well, so that's
Kinda.
Okay,
exactly,
yeah, but
so
that's
I
not
think
like
it's-
that's not
kinda
kind of
clever.
clever. That's
Okay.
just what's clever about
Well,
it? It's
it's
just stating what's
Well,
happening.
it's like the.
If I name a story driving on the road, and then it's a story about driving on the road, is that kind of clever?
well,
No.
Well, the-
Mistakes.
well, listen. The reason that I think it's Uncommon Hedge W is because I think it goes in kind of clever, but I think because Jack Steele is her precious little vomit baby that she would push it up on.
Ew.
Your little crackhead baby
I mean-
boy.
He is.
He is a little crackhead baby boy.
That's my
you might
my guess.
give birth by fucking vomiting out the baby.
No,
No, I just meant he smells like vomit.
he does smell like vomit.
Hmm.
All right, you guys got to.
No, you've convinced me, Hedge W.
All right.
Is that the tiebreaker?
I really hope this is right. 'cause
Okay.
If it's not, I'm gonna
Catching
look
up
like
with
such
Jack
an idiot.
Steele was in fact. an
Yeah!
uncommon Hedge W.
Yeah! I
Woo.
knew it! I
knew
High
it!
fives all around.
Okay, well that just proves one thing. She was subconsciously swayed by things that aren't just the title because it's Jack Steele.
Well, listen, I'll explain why. And to be fair, it's partially because of Jack Steele. Well, let me take my shot.
Fight through it.
Good job on convincing me, Dragon.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay. He's a deranged feral wet cat of a man. Of course, she loves him. He's a dog. Excuse you, Caroline. He's a dog.
Deranged feral
Got that
wet
dog
in him.
dog of a
Dog.
man.
Oh, okay.
Got that
so-
dog
We
in
thought
him.
if it more
Well,
was like a
okay.
Wolverine or
Deranged feral
something.
wet wolf of a man.
Wait, I'm sorry, Grayman.
Yeah.
Did you just say he's got that
That's
dog?
the title to my sex
He does have
tape.
that dog in him.
Because I don't think you realize how
You
right
don't,
you
you don't know
are.
how right you are, Grayman.
Oh god.
Okay, so
You best get tagged 3, Grayman.
you better go quick.
Or
Grayman.
read Das Vidania.
Well,
read Das Vidania.
so I now have on the website potential orders to read the stories in. I would recommend Grayman once you finish Edie Valley Arc 2, read Das Vidania first, and then Edie Valley Arc 3.
Grayman,
All right.
Das Vidania is a sunflower planting manual.
Absolutely.
No, it does not. Do not believe Miceman's lies.
Okay, so I put Catching Up with Jack Steele in Uncommon Hedge W. Yes, because he's my special uwu baby boy. He's my poor little Mew Mew and we love him. But I am really, really proud of this title specifically because of the fact that it tells you, like you guys said, it tells you everything you need to know, but it tells you absolutely nothing.
See, that's what I was thinking. You
This-
all were like, "Oh yeah, we're catching up with Jack Steele." Who the fuck is Jack
Well,
Steele?
even beyond that, keep in mind, Grayman, most people who read that story already knew who Jack Steele was when.
We're only going based on title.
But also,
Title.
But so Jack, without spoiling much, the story goes into that one scene. Y'all know who read it, the scene that I'm talking about, and that scene comes so out of nowhere. But if you look back at the title, you go, no, yeah, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what we were doing. I don't know what I expected, and I adore my titles like that. So that is catching up with Jack Steele.
Hell yeah.
Next,
Okay.
we have. So this title is a little longer.
no.
So let me actually say
Oh,
it
no.
out loud. This title is Death, or I Always Cry at the Curtain Call.
Oh, this is a king of titles.
I can't answer this.
This is
'cause
King of Titles.
It's unfair because I know the answer. Like
This
I
is
know
King
it.
of Titles.
I'm gonna let you guys debilitate
This fucking sucks.
Also, so Grayman, for perspective,
This fucking sucks.
Yeah, we all knew who Jack Steele was. I did not know who Jack Steele was. I was like 3 chapters of the dust on you. So to be fair, I did design that chapter in mind for people who might not know, and I put in some reminders of who he was. But I recommend reading Das Vidania before Arc 3.
Yeah, we all
Anyway.
knew who he was.
I never actually finished.
also
Das
Grayman, to
Vidania.
put in perspective, Death or I Always Cry at the Curtain Call is the third to last episode of Edie Valley.
Yes. It is the
Oh
first episode.
boy. I remember seeing that come out. I remember thinking, damn, that's a good title, and then just moving
Yeah.
on with my day.
This is a King of Titles.
For sure. This is Hedgehog's very proud of this one.
Is that what y'all think?
Very.
Okay.
So now that
Yes.
now that it's happened, I'm gonna say mine and assume that I'm right, and we'll see if I'm right.
Okay.
I think you guys are right.
Okay.
I know how much she loves this one. So if it's anything less than King of Titles, I think she's lying to herself. Let's be honest.
Okay. So I put it in Uncommon Hedge W.
All right. She's
Fuck
lying.
off!
I'm not
He's
lying.
lying.
No, listen. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me
What is
out.
wrong with you?
Hear me out. This is why. I am very proud of this title. I
She
really
fudged
do
it.
adore this title. But the reason I didn't put it in King of Titles is because originally the title of that story was going to be I Always Cry at the Curtain Call. However, I realized when I was outlining that I needed to put the last arcana in a story somewhere.
Ooh.
And
Oh, no.
in my head, simultaneously, this story was called Death, and this story was called I Always Cry at the Curtain Call. And I came up with a good compromise by doing a Death or I Always Cry at the Curtain
okay.
Call, but I think either one of those by itself would have been much more impactful than both.
No,
That's
okay,
true.
I
That's
agree.
totally
That's
fair,
fair.
actually.
So that
if
is
I
This
knew
is
that,
a-
then I would have said
Yep.
Uncommon
So
Hedge
that's
W.
so I think it's still an incredible title, and I do have to thank Dragon because originally I called it I Always Cry at the Curtain Call or Death, and he told me to switch it. So
Yeah.
I'm
not
glad he
going
wanted to switch it.
I am not going to murmur in agreement. I disagree.
You disagree? You
Yeah,
think it's King of Titles?
okay.
To be fair, I still
Okay.
think it's a King of Titles, but I get why you put it in W.
Yes.
But I think you're wrong still.
Okay. Well,
We
you're fucking
understand.
stupid.
We think you're wrong.
You know what? You are. Feel free to disagree. I
And
appreciate.
we are.
I appreciate that you guys put it higher than I did.
Well, just
Okay.
like the yeah, because I forgot that there was that bit to it, but like I just remember you constantly talking about more so I guess the story, but
yeah,
the
because
title
the story
as well.
itself is one of my favorites I've ever written.
Yes.
It's one of Aedrah's favorites too. We all know why.
That's the one where the mech.
Scared.
admiral
Yes,
shows
it's definitely the one where the
up,
mech
right?
shows up, Miceman. Absolutely.
but no, like as much as
Stop!
I think that Death would be in King of Titles, and I think that
I always cry
I
at the
Always Cry
curtain call.
Curtain Call would be King of Titles.
Exactly,
I think Death
Carolina.
or I Always Cry in the Curtain Call does the same thing by essentially saying like, oh, here it's the Arcana, but also you're fucked. Smile.
Smile.
No,
Well,
that's
you
totally
see,
fair.
I think it reads very
I-
sarcastically, which I like.
What I always think of, because I always hear it said in your voice, Hedge, is I always think of it as like a play taking place on stage.
That's
and
exactly what I wanted y'all to think.
And it's like the death of a character and then the curtains draw.
Yep, that's exactly what I wanted you to think with it. So I'm glad that came
And so
across.
because of that imagery, it's King of Titles.
Yep.
Oh
Fair
man,
enough.
I wonder who dies, guys.
Who do you think it is, Grayman?
Yeah, who
It's
do you
Doug.
think it is?
It's
Nope.
fucking Doug.
No,
No.
you're incorrect.
No.
You are
Wrong.
incorrect.
It's
All right.
Cindy.
It's definitely Cindy. Caroline, VC recognized that Hedgehog has come to a decision, but given that it's a stupid-ass decision, they've elected to ignore it.
Elected to ignore it.
Okay, moving on. End of Act 3.
This fucking
This
stinks.
fucking
Oh,
stinks.
You hate your
Kind
literal
of
titles.
boring.
If we're basing it off how you reacted to another start, then I'm gonna put this in this fucking stinks because it's like on the same level as another start.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Where is this in? Like, okay, is this the end?
Where
of
is this
fucking-
agreement? Is
Okay,
that what you were
The
so,
last
about to
Grayman.
ask?
Death or I Always Cry is third to last. End of Act 3 is fifth to last. So it's 2 episodes before Death.
Well, that's why
Okay.
that's why I think it could be. I don't get it because if it was the end of Act 3, then it would stink. But since it's not, I feel like she'd think that it's slightly more clever at the fact that it's not actually the last episode of Act 3. But
Yeah.
it is
Minor
the
spoilers.
end of Act 3 for the
Well,
overarching metaphor.
tiny. The story itself, mwah, chef's kiss, amazing, loved it. One of the best stories. The title,
It doesn't tell you a lot, does it?
it doesn't.
It's so
Well, actually-
basic, dude. End of Act 3.
The fact it doesn't tell you a lot.
Oh, what is this that we're giving points to now?
Well, I mean, based on Hedgehog's criteria for catching up with Jack Steele.
Right, but catching up with Jack Steele has personality to it. End of Act 3 is incredibly generic.
Eh.
I mean, I know we're going for the whole play, like,
Metaphor?
metaphor. It's not really a metaphor because there is like
We're gonna say construct.
Analogy?
construct's kind of an analogy. That's the word. Thank you. We are
Also-
going for the kind of play analogy thing, but
I also, just for the sake of mentioning, it is technically a Homestuck reference.
Oh god damn it. Okay, that
Oh.
automatically makes it higher.
I don't.
Yeah, that's
hold on. Here's the thing. I don't know if she remembered that when she wrote it, but I do remember that whenever an act of Homestuck ends in all capital letters, it says "end of act," etc., and you click
know-
on that hyperlink.
you know, Dragon, the stories have had acts before Homestuck.
No.
This,
Well, yeah,
right?
but I'm saying the way that it's written in this in all caps made me think about it, because it's not in all caps on the title, but the way it is here. And so I'm saying, because it's a Homestuck reference, I feel like we have to put it in This Fucking Stinks.
Wow.
Based Dragon, do it.
Wow. Is that what you? Is that
I
your
don't know.
final answer?
A lot of people in chat say it
No, that's not
stinks.
mine.
Yeah, no.
I hard disagree on it stings. I think it actually sits in either kind of clever or hedge W, but I will go with common consensus.
I'm gonna.
I think it's I don't get it, but
No, I get it.
oh my.
Miceman gets it.
I get it all right.
So hold on. So let's go down the line. Miceman, what did you think it was?
I think it's This Fucking Stinks. I think Hedgehog is not
Grayman?
pleased, even with the play metaphor thing.
Grayman, what do you think?
I don't know, man. I wanted to say kind of clever, but probably I wish there was a tier in between them because that's
I know,
where like
right?
my mind sits right
Well,
now.
the reason she did 5 is so that you have a top, a bottom, a middle, and then the 2 in between.
Mhm.
Is
We
kind
need
of
like a neutral tier. Like this
Kind of
is a
clever is the
title.
neutral tier.
Yeah, okay. For neutral tier, I think it'd be in like a neutral tier because it's another kind of just basic sounding title, but it's like I don't know. Another Start also is a basic title, and that one kind of sucked.
Aedrah, what do you
Also,
think?
remember, she put another start in stinks, so
That's what I'm basing this idea off of. That
Oh.
end of Act
Yeah, I was
3
gonna
is
say,
the
keep
same
in mind,
thing.
this is where we place things, not where she placed things.
mm.
Which is why I said
Hedgehog.
it's slightly confusing for her to do it this way, because we can't backtrack on any of the data we
I
have.
I think it's kind of confusing how this
Do
is
you
like
want
it
me
says
to,
and
Do you want me to put them where I put them instead?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's well, actually, because then it would be fun to compare it at the end.
That's what I was
True.
thinking,
Well, that's
yeah.
what I was saying, but I was
True.
saying because we don't have... I guess we could just keep
I can
asking, but it's a
remind
little
you.
confusing to see this and be like, oh, this isn't actually correct. Because
I
we're
can-
basing our...
yeah.
Some people were basing their info on what we're seeing, but that's not where she put everything.
I can remind y'all, or I can put them where they should go. I'll leave that up to you guys.
What you should have done is made the purple ones us and then done green ones and put those where you
Yeah.
go.
I
Or
think
just
I'll
a
put
second tier
end-
list.
I think I'll put End of Act 3 on I Don't Get It.
That's where I was going to put it. Because I think it's slightly better than Another Start, but I don't think it's in kind of clever territory yet.
I'll go with I don't get it.
I don't
feel
get
like
Wait, Aedrah, come on, you disagree with us. Come on, preach.
Well, I think that's like... I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
kind of
I
middle
disagree.
ground.
Well, my man thinks
I
it
think-
stinks.
So what? You three think it's I don't get it, and I think This Fucking Stinks.
Yeah.
I guess I'm outvoted. Caroline, what do you think?
Because Caroline
Caroline's
said
like
this
kinda
fucking
clever.
stinks.
Caroline's
but
kinda
said,
clever.
I feel like she likes it more than bottom tier because it references an earlier title. Because that is true. We are forgetting that it does reference an earlier title.
No, I feel like you guys are taking the whole Act 3, Act 2, Act 1 thing like way too far. It's not a reference. It's just how like progression works.
No, but the reason that it's not the last episode, because this is not the end of Act 3. Act 3 has 5 more episodes after this.
Right.
The
I know,
reason
that
it's here is
pisses me off
because
too,
the reason
but-
it's here is because it's referencing a previous story.
See, I would put it higher.
Yeah,
if
never
the
mind.
story-
Never mind. Kind of clever.
Kind of
Put it-
If
clever.
this,
Kinda clever.
if the story after end of Act 3 was called Epilogue, then I might be more forgiving to it, but it's not. So
It's just called Steve's Journey.
yeah.
Yeah, the second
Alright,
title
well,
in Arc 3.
It's actually the reference is the first title in Arc 3.
Yeah, because the first title in Arc 3.
If you don't count the monologues, that is, it's the first. Title.
Yeah, not the monologues, obviously. I'm kind of separating those
Yeah.
out.
Wait, what's the title of the first
Hold on, yeah, I'm
episode of
going
Act
to
3?
I will
find-
tell
how-
you what it is. How do you know it's over if the third act hasn't even begun?
Oh my god, that's right. Okay, I remember that.
I'm not.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
don't
back
know
to
how
kinda clever.
much. I don't know how much to weigh stuff like that because Hedgehog was like, it's only the titles. So,
That doesn't
but
mean
then
you
she's
can't compare
also
it to other
like,
titles.
I'm also am thinking about my stories. So, like, which is it?
Sorry, it is a little bit based on how they relate to the content of the story.
Okay, here's the thing, because I just remembered which story this is.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was thinking about it, I'm like, okay, is this the one that I think it is? And I was just checking
Yes.
the website because I had to look. It is.
Mhm.
I think it might even go into Hedge W territory because I know her
Oh.
feelings about it.
If we are taking into account the other stories, especially
Other
that it's a
stories
reference.
and the story itself being
Well,
referenced
again,
to the
I
title and all
I
of that.
can't explain anything without spoilers. But how do you know it's over? Where the third act hasn't even begun? Is her setting up like the hey,
The major plot.
and then the end of Act 3 is her shoving it in your face and going, "Hey, hey."
Yeah,
get
in
it?
that respect, then
And so
probably
I know that
kinda
she's
clever.
proud of it, so I could even see it.
Isn't this what you wanted?
Yeah, I could see
Literally.
it up in W, which is now kind of
All right, I changed my vote to kind of clever.
Yeah.
Kind of clever seems like the middle ground, but so is that what we want? Kind of clever.
That's my vote.
This has gone from
You-
quick
you have
ideas of how
convinced
fitting
me.
the title is to a deep psychoanalysis of Hedgehog.
That's
says
exactly what I
Caroline.
wanted it to be. It's exactly
What?
what I wanted it to be.
Okay, what was Hedgehog thinking at the Dragon? What was the last thing she ate at the moment when she wrote this story?
A tuna fish sandwich.
That's
Okay,
incorrect.
bump it
That
down
is
to I don't get
incorrect.
it.
I do not eat tuna fish sandwiches. I was lying. I do that. I'm a warrior princess. For
What the fuck? She fucking lied to us.
Yeah, I do that. It's a
Yeah,
thing
she
I
does
do.
that, Grayman.
That's
You'll
something
get
I
used
do.
to it.
I'm gonna
As
go
you get
with
further
that,
into the
kinda
stories,
clever.
you'll get used to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
If
get
it
used
makes
to
you
it.
feel any better, the end of Act 3 is a lie, because as we have said a million times, it's not.
Well, it's not the end of Arc 3. It's the
Yeah.
end of Act
Oh
Well,
god,
yeah.
semantics.
That's why
Yes,
I'm saying
semantics.
She lies.
She's an English major.
I think we've spent 10
Yeah,
minutes
I
using
have.
this fucking
All right,
title.
it's been
Listen,
10 minutes. What's the
Did we,
All right.
did we all kind of settle on kind of clever? I think it could be
Yeah.
higher. But
Kinda clever.
I think that's where it's the middle ground of where we want it. So
Okay.
It's totally gonna be uncommon hedge W. Though.
It's gonna
that's
be
what
uncommon
I'm telling
hedge.
you. I'm telling
All right,
you.
final answer.
Yep.
I put it on King of Titles.
I knew it.
Oh,
I knew it.
fuck.
Literally, I knew it. What did I say?
This fucking sucks.
What did I say?
No, the highest you went was hedge W.
Well, I was like, because we were leaning so low, so I was like, guys, maybe we should bump it up a little. I know that she's proud of this one. I could feel her smugginess from the other
This
corner
is
of the
my
room.
favorite
I
title
literally
I've
started
ever
grinning
made.
As soon as you guys started
I could
saying that.
feel it. I could feel it behind me that we were wrong.
Hedgehog, you're a hack, and I hate your stories.
Let me explain. Let me explain.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear how you explain this without spoiling.
I'm gonna try my best. So specifically, the fact that it calls back to an earlier story is very important to me, because those two stories essentially bookend. It's called Third Act Hasn't Even Begun and End of Act 3, not because of where they're placed in the arc, but where they're placed in a specific character's story. The metaphor of the theater only really ever relates to a specific character in that arc. So it is the end of Act 3 for that character. Originally, I was going to name the story, what was it I was going to name it? It was, how do you know...
Yeah, it was a more direct.
Yeah, it was a much more direct reference to the first story, but I decided to change it to End of Act 3, specifically because I really liked the way that it called back to the first story, but it didn't directly reference it. And End of Act 3 is just such a simple title. It's just such a, what the fuck does that mean title? It's the, what's gonna oh no. It's supposed to be a title that makes your stomach drop when you've been reading the arc. It's a title that's supposed to make you go, oh no.
Well, it's because it's a title that when it comes out, you go, wait, this can't possibly be the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Am I stupid? I really thought it would just be the last episode when I saw it. I'm like, I guess we're wrapping things up. All right.
Isn't the place setting also important because of the character that's named after a play? Absolutely
I love
it
play
is.
rehearsals.
Thank you, Caroline. I appreciate you getting the reference. Yes, the theater metaphor is also important because a specific character in Arc 3 and Arc 2, technically, is named directly after a play.
That's right. I forgot about Macbeth.
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd, absolutely. Sweeney Todd.
Dude,
All right, guys.
When Shakespeare shows up in Act 3, I don't...
That's wild, yeah.
All right, guys. First Stroke of Midnight.
Okay, I actually know the story, I think.
You do not. It is Arc 3 as well.
What the fuck? God damn it. This sounded like an earlier one in Arc 1.
Nope, it is not. It is an Arc 3 story. But
You
then
might-
we'll get back to one you know, Grayman, after that.
Hold on, in Arc 1, I'm trying to think of what sold...
No, okay, I don't know why. I think the story I was thinking of was An October Picnic or The Products of Stardust. I don't know why First Stroke of Midnight made me think of that
because
one.
of
but-
stars in midnight.
Yeah.
Probably.
Nighttime.
Probably. The title that made my
Okay.
stomach drop was Ragnarok.
Oh, no, Grayman, you might be thinking of A Late Night at St. Adelaide's.
That might be the other one.
That too.
Mhm.
Probably.
All my titles really just flow together if you think
she's-
about it.
Yeah.
It's really art. Like, have you ever considered teaching?
Anyways, I don't really get what this title means, but it sounds nice.
Thank you.
So I'd say it's really clever.
It's, when a clock chimes, it chimes 12 times, and they're called strokes. So this is the first chime
Oh, I thought this
of
was
midnight.
just what I was doing last Saturday.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
What? God damn it.
Where is this in Act 3 again?
This
I'm trying to remember
is
this one.
Closer to the
This
end.
is closer to the end.
Yeah.
It is the last big party. That's what I
Oh,
like.
this is a King of Titles because it's a reference to something that Hedgehog is very proud of. That takes place over the course of several books.
Okay,
I can't really explain
Drag on thing,
without
but-
spoilers, but it's a King of Titles. That's my vote.
Okay, you're being unironic right now.
I
Yeah,
was gonna
being
say, I
unironic.
100% thought he was like shitting
My
right now.
husband has that voice.
No,
Wait.
I was being 100%
Wait,
serious.
wait. So, you... Okay.
The first stroke, Act 3. I'm really trying to avoid spoilers here,
Please
which
do.
is maybe why I sounded
Pretty
so
high up because
sarcastic.
of
Yeah.
the tolling bells and
Well,
Arc
you
But-
were just kind of doing like, it sounded like a bit where you were just like, oh yeah, this is totally a thing that is happening.
Yeah, he has
So
that
real.
inflection in his voice, dude. He
It was
had that like
so
ice
legitimate.
sarcasm.
I think it's a King of Titles. Carolyn says it's not a spoiler.
You can read that one out loud. Grayman already read it, and it's fine.
Yeah, there's a running theme of tolling bells in several stories throughout Act 3 or Arc 3. Sorry.
It's almost like someone's gonna die.
So I think this story, if I remember it correctly, is like basically the beginning of the end.
Yes.
So I think Hedgehog would consider that like a it ties several different story elements
Mhm.
together in a single.
I'd say this
non
is like an
sequitur.
uncommon HW, maybe.
Yeah, the reason that I agree with you, Miceman, but I don't think it's quite up to King of Titles is because I know when like maybe this is insider trading, but like I always know when she gets really giddy about titles, and so far
Shit, I
the
forgot
King of
headphones.
Titles have been the ones that she has very lovingly sucked her own dick about in our
Wow. Wow.
Hey, all-
Look, what you
all
guys do in the
deserved.
bedroom is
No, all deserved. I just couldn't think of the right way to say it. But like, I guess tooted her own horn, that kind of thing. But again, she always writes titles and then she goes, "Oh my god, like look at this title, isn't it great?" And it is. She hasn't done that with this one, but like you said, I bet she's probably really happy with the fact that it ties a lot of things together, which leads me to W more so than King of Titles, but also, who knows? So
Yeah, I'd say W too.
So far,
W.
it's been all over
Everybody
the place.
agrees W's?
Well, no, I say it's King of Titles,
Okay.
but I'm outvoted.
Okay.
What do you think, Caroline?
What does Caroline
Yeah,
think?
Caroline.
Yeah.
Caroline.
And you know what,
What's
Caesar,
that?
you
What's
too. Not you, Thorns. Not you.
And everyone
just
else
kidding.
get out of here.
Everyone else get out of here. Only
Kidding.
Julius, only Caroline. No, seriously, chat, what do you think?
Chat, what do you think?
What do you think, Chad?
Chat.
Caroline says W.
W.
W. Okay.
Julie Caesar
W.
says W.
Everyone
That
thinks
doesn't look good for
W.
me. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I think most people.
W.
Yeah, most people think
Most
W.
people think W?
I think
Okay,
W is the
we're gonna
one.
put in W.
And then she's gonna tell us it's in this
I'm gonna
fucking
tell you,
stinks.
Miceman is right. Miceman was right. It was in King of Titles.
You guys
damn it.
forget, I also have an English degree,
Yeah,
by the way.
Miceman also has an English degree.
Wait, he does?
He
Miceman,
does!
you
Yeah,
should
by the
write
way, yeah.
stories.
So
a good
Miceman,
idea,
Miceman
Jack
has an
on.
English degree. Miceman writes stories. Go to Red Side Stories. Read Miceman stories.
Wait, Red Side Stories is Miceman?
It's Miceman.
That's me. That's right.
Wait. Like, are you actually right now, or
Yeah.
is it a joke?
No.
Wait, Grayman, have you thought this was a bit the whole time?
No. Miceman
No.
genuinely writes stories at Red Side
has
Stories.
Miceman has a channel where he writes stories.
Wait, no,
about the movies.
I knew that. I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
I was gonna say, how did you not know that?
I thought that
Gerbil's
reaction
not
of
here
yours,
at the
like,
moment,
I couldn't
Gerbil.
tell if
Get
it
the
was
link.
Yeah,
genuine
Dragon,
or a
get the link.
joke.
Okay.
All right, yeah, Hedgehog, go and
Dragon's-
explain
Dragon's the only
why.
mod. So,
Wait, isn't it in the description? Oh yeah, it's in the
it
description.
is also
but
in
no
the
one
description.
checks that.
No one checks that. Just post in the chat.
No one checks the description.
Oh yeah, there's no
so,
gerbil or that.
Pretty much, it was
There
for
you go.
all the reasons that Caroline and Miceman stated. It calls back to the bells. It has a very specific reference to Cinderella, where the spell is broken at the first stroke of midnight.
Oh, it's a
which is-
reference
which
title.
is-
Yeah, it
which
should have
is
been
a-
King of Titles.
Which is important to what happens right after that story. And it's also another one of those titles that makes you go, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Should I go pass out or keep up with you crazy people? Do whatever you want, man.
Keep up.
We're having fun. Keep up. Keep up.
Take shots with
Trying
her.
to keep
shots.
up, mate.
Take shots with me.
Except
Start
to be
taking
fair, yeah,
shots.
if you start taking shots with her, you probably will pass out.
I don't know. You guys have only gotten 2 right so far.
That's what I'm saying is you'll pass out of boredom.
Oh, okay. I
You go to
see.
sleep.
Wow,
and
we've
take
only
that
gotten
shot.
2 out of 6
Gotten
right.
2
That's
out of 6
crazy.
right. To be fair, I anticipated you guys only getting 5 correct
Hey,
based on statistics.
33%.
To be
chance.
fair, she lied about one of them.
I did not lie.
She lied.
I did not.
To be fair, we may have guessed 6. We may have guessed 2 out of
So
6.
right,
But
Thorn.
technically, we have a 50-50 right now because she lied about one of them.
I did not lie.
Hedgehog, I bet you
Alright.
do like Bad Apple, don't you?
I
You're
do
a
like
big Bad Apple.
I do like Bad Apple quite a bit.
Is that on here?
No, it's not. on
Okay,
here.
I was gonna say I know where that one's going.
No, that would have gone in King of Titles for sure. Once I complete my English degree, I'll be able to guess correctly like Miceman, but for now, no time. You're close, Caroline. You're close. All
Pretty
right.
much the only thing I've used this degree for so far.
Yeah. uh-huh.
Guessing title.
So this is a title that everybody knows. Not everybody knows the story. God is dog spelled backwards.
Dude, this
King
is
of
a King of
Titles.
Titles. King of Titles,
immediately.
dude.
Which
Listen,
arc?
Yeah.
Which arc is this again?
First arc.
This is Arc 1.
This is arc 1.
Listen, this is the
This
title
story
that she
is-
talks
this is-
about
this
to
is-
this day.
this
This
is
is a
the-
King of Titles.
This is the story that has my favorite joke I've ever made in Edie Valley in it, which has nothing to do with the title, but you know.
So Red Bull
Yeah.
doesn't give you wings. It's just drugs. Whoa,
favorite
dude,
joke
that's
I've ever
crazy.
made. My favorite
Damn.
joke I've ever made.
I audibly yelled, "Shut the fuck up!" when I heard that.
I'm so glad. Literally, so by the way, fun story about that. I forgot that I had made that joke. Because it had been a couple years, but I went back and I listened to all the stories to write Arc 3, and I was listening to it, and that joke came up, and I was about to go to bed, and I was in bed, and Dragon even hears me from the other room cackling, just dying.
mad woman.
Like a mad woman, and I run into the room and I said, I forgot I made that joke.
Did you like think to yourself, "Oh, this would be a great place to put a joke like this"?
Yes. Oh no, I absolutely did. I thought, wow,
I
this
do
thing
that
is so
all the
dark
time.
and fucked up and twisted. This would be a perfect place for a dumb fucking joke.
All right, so
When
now
I,
that you
like,
guys
listen
have
to
heard how
recordings.
excited she is about this, so
No,
it's King of
about the
King
Titles.
of Titles.
story. There's nothing about the
Yeah.
title. There's nothing about the title.
King of Titles.
King of
What are you
Titles.
gonna say?
Listen, I even not the story. She talks about this title again to this day. She talks about this title. If it's not King of Titles, that's another lie.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, chat also agrees King.
Chad also agrees, King. Okay. Well, you guys are definitely correct. It is a King of
Yeah, I
Titles.
knew that one.
It is a King of
God.
Titles.
Take your
I
shot.
will
If you
take
said
my
if you said
shot.
Hedge W, I would have just walked over and ended the stream because
No.
you would have been
I
lying
would
No.
through
actually
your teeth.
fly over
that's a
and
King of
strangle you.
That's a King of Titles.
Lying through your
That's a
teeth.
King of Titles. Okay, let's
I
go.
would have come out of the cupboard and
Yeah, I'd crawl out of your cupboard in your house. I'm there right now.
Oh, God.
yeah,
I'd
take the
break
shot.
through your wall.
I took the shot. Ugh. God, at least it's a little sweet.
All right, that's
I am
3.
in your
So-
walls.
So, I really like that title, specifically because I think it's incredibly clever, and I'm very proud of it. Hedge cackles like Abigail Hodge. No, I absolutely do.
Yes.
It's pretty identical.
Yes.
It's
course
pretty
she
identical.
does.
Oh,
But I love how clever it is because it really like
It tells you a lot about the story.
it tells you a lot about the
dog.
story without telling you anything about the story.
Yeah, the dog is there.
You know, the dog is there. But it also really illustrates something fundamental about the story, which is that specifically about Abigail mostly, how she acts like a god, but she's really this absolute piece of garbage human being. And another detail that not a lot of people have noticed that I included in the story, that doesn't have anything to do with the title, so it doesn't have any bearing on why I put it here. But another fun detail included in the story is that there are several phrases that are repeat in the two halves of the story, but they repeat in reverse order, so they're mirrored, like God and dog.
oh my god, like Hall of Mirrors, our next title.
Oh my god.
Oh my
So-
god! Oh my god!
Dude,
Okay.
God is dog spelled backwards. Title so good it almost got in the spinoff.
It's true. It did. It almost got in the spinoff. It almost got into Jameson's, but then it did not happen
God.
because it was gonna be our best episode. It had a joke that I actually wrote in it, which in Jameson's there are very few jokes in there that I actually wrote. There's many more that I wrote in Odd Jobs, but there are very few of my jokes are actually in there because I was less involved in the writing process of that one. And but I did have a joke where
Can you tell?
James, yeah, can you tell? Where James, do you mind if I tell this plot?
Wait, hold on. So the only thing is that are we ever gonna use that
I-
joke?
I mean, we'll probably use it somewhere.
Because if we
but,
could
like,
squeak the joke in
You want me to
somewhere,
not
I'd
say it?
love to keep it.
Why is Miceman a motorcycle?
No, that's
Yeah,
me.
sorry.
That's us.
Oh, thank God.
That's us. There's a motorcycle outside our window. Our window.
A window.
Rocks at it.
Do you want me to not tell the jokes and drag them?
Yeah. Well, here I'll.
It would be an entirely different context if we did use it. To be fair.
Yeah, but the joke is so like, it's such like a not necessarily like funny joke, but the joke is so good that I feel like saying it when they hear it, it'll be more of a yes, it's that joke they talked about versus the just genuine wordplay of it.
I kind of want to tell them though.
Go ahead, just do it.
Okay.
Okay. So there's gonna be an
fine.
episode. There's gonna be an episode where James got a dog,
So mad.
and he was gonna. And what was? Why did you guys
Okay,
decide
yeah,
on
I
that
guess
name?
I'll have to explain
you'll
this part.
Explain
So-
the first part.
So essentially what happened was we came up with a plot entirely unrelated to this title, but when we realized that this title was there, it worked because Jameson's was kind of supposed to offshoot a lot of Edie Valley, like kind of poke fun at Edie Valley a lot.
That's why Vala Hills was the in-show because it's
Yeah, it had a lot of stuff like that. Or at the beginning it did. But so what happened was he was going to be watching some kind of like, I don't know if it was like a National Geographic or like just a show about facts, but there was going to be a whole bit about like how God is dog spelled backwards. And it was going to blow his mind, like absolutely, completely blow his mind. And then he realizes that he goes, wait, we can't be the perfect family without a dog to complete it. So they go get a dog and he names the dog God. But what happens is, because it's a shitty sitcom, the dog is a talking dog. So they go, oh my God, it's a talking dog. But the dog is a huge fucking asshole. And it just causes them so much strife. So in the end, he takes the dog around back and kills the dog.
Oh
And
my
so
God.
he's sitting there
God.
on his knees in the backyard, and he looks up at the sky. The rain starts pouring down, and he goes, "God is dead."
Long live the proletariat.
Yeah. And
Okay, fuck,
And
that's
Jenny comes
actually
in.
funny.
Jenny comes in with the
And
long
then, yeah,
live the
Jenny
proletariat.
leans out of the door and just yells, "Long live the proletariat."
And it was really the funniest part about that joke is really that they were telling me about this plot, and they were telling me about the God is dead, and then entirely unprompted, I just added that in when we were riffing off each other, and the two of them just lost their minds. It was really funny.
Yeah, because it was
Shame
just
that-
going to be a God is dead joke, but then all of a sudden she just drops a "Long live the proletariat" on our ass, and we were laughing so hard, and we were like, that's the perfect way to just end because the episode was just going to end there.
Amazing.
Amazing. It was
A
truly
shame
amazing.
that it will never see the
A
light of day.
shame that it will never see
Oh,
the
well.
light of day.
Hey, we're going to cram that
What a
joke
shame.
somewhere
We'll put
in
the joke in
Odd Jobs,
somewhere, yeah.
just so that it exists.
Also, hello, Gerbil. Welcome.
Gerbil!
Gerbil!
Oh my god, is it the Dragon
Gerbil!
100?
Warble!
No, sorry, it's just the...
It's just the Dragon 100. So far, Gerbil, they've gotten 3 right. I've taken 3 shots out of 7. I've gotten 3 out of 7 right. So I might have to slow down at some point because they're getting more right than I anticipated. All right. Hall of Mirrors. What do we think
W.
about Hall of Mirrors?
Where's this one in the?
Arc
This one's Arc
2.
2.
Arc
Something tells me
2.
this is a really fucked up story, so
Yes.
probably W.
I cannot remember what happens in this. Hedgehog, give me a hint. Come on.
I won't give you a hint, but I will say this is a Doug episode.
Oh, okay, dude. If it's Doug, W. I swear to God.
Yeah, listen,
Yes.
it's one of those things where she says it's titles only, but any story that has Doug as the primary focus is bumped up 2 notches from where we think it is.
Yeah, for real.
She's a really completely and utterly biased source of title information.
So, W.
I mean, if that's what everyone's saying, I still can't remember what happens in this one.
Is that what you all
Because
agree?
I
is
think
W?
Hall of Mirrors would be kind of clever, but yeah, the fact that it's Doug probably bumps it to W.
Is that final answer?
Watch it be King of Titles.
Is that
Yes,
final
we're
answer?
saying W.
I put it in kind of clever.
Is that your final answer, guys? Or-
Caesar says W.
What Hedgehog sounds like to you?
Caesar says W in chat.
Okay.
We all say W. I think
That's just my voice when I'm making fun of people.
also you could
man.
draw a connection between Doug and desperately trying not to spoil his mirror.
That's fair. That's fair. All right.
Miceman, as a hint, it's the episode where we get the potential spoiler that Hedgehog abandoned of a link between Doug and Jack.
Yes.
Oh boy, this Jack Steele man that I don't know. Again,
Doesn't-
holy
still
shit, he's
doesn't ring a bell.
back. Welcome back,
All
Jack.
right. Welcome back, Jack. All right. Is that your final answer, guys?
Yeah.
Hedgehog, what's the name of your website?
It's Ma'am
Mayhem
Cerebrum.
Cerebrum.
Yeah, you know what? Here.
Yeah,
just
link the
because
website to
we're
everybody so
talking
you can
about
see the
it.
titles.
Here, we're talking about Edie Valley titles, so I'm just gonna link straight to Edie Valley
Perfect.
in the chat, so that
Um,
people can look at all the titles
so-
in order and
So,
such.
so I put this one under I don't get it actually.
Really?
I don't. Yeah,
I don't get it either.
I'm not really a fan of this one. I mean, Caroline has a point that you could make a connection between Doug and his mirror, but I think it's a really obvious title. I think I could have done a much more interesting title for the story it goes.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I would have said that, but then like I heard that it was a Doug story and completely abandoned
Well, what
that
did I
line
say?
of
I say
thinking.
Doug bumps it up too, so
Well,
we bumped it up too,
that's-
but she didn't.
That's why I told you guys that it was a Doug story because I figured it'd mislead you.
Damn it, you fucking bitch.
you
Oh.
fucking bitch! I'll
Oh,
kill
it's
you.
this one.
Yeah, it's that one. Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get it. I don't get it. It was towards the tail end of Arc 3, and it was the point where I was kind of running out of creative juice, and I was like, "Oh, mirrors, sure, fine, whatever, let's do it." And,
Oh, so this is an Arc 3 story.
It's an Arc 2
Arc
story.
2.
Arc 2 story.
Oh yeah, you guys did say that. I forgot.
Arc 2
For
story.
sure.
Well, Chad, do you have any ideas for better titles? If so, you can have your ideas pop up on stream by donating to Hedgehog.
There we go. That's what we were missing.
StreamElements.com/angryhedgehog.
We were missing.
Durable shell.
Missing the
Oh my
shelling!
god.
It was an
Finally.
essential part of the streams that we were missing. Thank you, Gerbil. We
It didn't
appreciate
feel complete without
did
it.
not feel complete without a gerbil shell. Absolutely, 100%. All right. His hold is turned so tight.
Okay, so I'm not gonna recommend a tier. I'm just going to mention this is a title that is ripped straight from song lyrics for a song that she heavily associates with the story. So take that as you will.
And
what
we all
act
know
is
how much
this?
Hedgehog loves her song lyric titles.
What arc is this?
It is not an Edie Valley story.
This is not an
It's
Edie
not an
Valley
Edie Valley story.
Standalone story.
Wait, is this the very first one?
Nope, that's Over the Ocean.
No, this is the one with the two kids that wind up on the island and one of them finds the key. And... Without saying anything else other than that for people that haven't read it.
Yeah.
but-
No, that's enough. Okay, that's interesting actually.
And the song
because-
is so incredibly associated with
Yeah,
that
I would
story.
actually recommend everyone in this call look up those lyrics, because if you've read the story, maybe not Grayman, but if you've read the story, the song title might tie some things together for you. It might tie some things
The
together for you.
typing.
If you haven't
I
looked
typed
at
it
the
in,
noises.
and I typed in his hold has turned so tight, and the first thing I got was Quora, where it asks, "Is it true that when you hold someone too
Okay,
tight,
look up his Hold Is Turned So Tight song.
you will end up driving that person away?"
His Hold Is Turned So Tight
Absolutely.
song.
It all boils down to the tendency every human has to be
Ugh.
codependent. Is this a story about codependency?
No.
Kinda.
I mean, actually,
Well,
to be
kind of
fair, it is, yeah.
technically, But
My Last Rodeo? Is that it?
no, I'm surprised. You're
The Deer Hunter.
It is a song by the Deer Hunter.
Oh,
yes.
of course it is. Of course it
Yep.
is.
Yep.
Of
You should maybe look it up.
course.
Adrian,
Immediate
did you
typing
not
noises
look up
from
this
all
title
VC.
before?
I have not.
Did that tie some things together for you, Aedrah?
Yes, it did. Fuck off.
You
Fuck
should maybe
off.
look it up. Immediate timing noise from all of VC. Yeah, so I'll explain about this title once you guys guess.
But again, so Aedrah, so this should be a higher title, right?
Maybe.
Because I feel like
Probably.
I feel like she's pretty happy with it, all things considered.
I'd
Of
say
course she
Uncommon
is.
I
W.
can feel her smugness emanating from my back area.
Is this a King of This feels like a King of Titles.
Oh my god, we
Yeah,
have like
okay.
4 King of Titles in a row.
keep in mind, I these are all alphabetical order, so that's why they're a little uneven.
Yep, this is King of Titles.
I was gonna say it's,
Also,
it's one
Hedgehog?
of the two,
Hedgehog?
but I
Yeah.
think it's
Hedgehog?
King.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Hedgehog, fuck you.
But again, the fact that it's a title that could allow for that interaction to happen makes me think it's King of Titles.
Yeah, Hedgehog's really proud when people say stuff like that to her.
Is
Yeah,
that,
when
is that
people
your
when
guys'
people
final
get
answer?
mad
Fuck
at
you.
her titles, characters, plots, etc., those usually are the highest ranking.
Is that your guys' final answer? Okay.
So take that shot.
So no, I'm not actually, because
Fuck
I
lying.
put it under
Lying.
this fucking stinks.
You're lying.
I'm not. Listen, hear
You're
me out.
lying.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Rigged.
Hear me out.
Riot.
Hear me out. Okay?
Whoa.
There will be no
No.
hearing out. Take a fucking
No,
shot.
not at all. Hear me out. Hear me out. So, the reason I chose this title was because of the song title. Because the goal is that you as the audience are supposed to look at the lyric and get the song title, like Aedrah just did and have the reaction they did. The problem is, the song has no good lyrics to make into titles. I went through the entire song trying to find a good title, and that's the best one I could come
And it's
up
a
with.
great
It
title.
is not a great title. It's such an awful title. It's such an awful title. It's so annoying to say. Its
What are you
emphasis is all
talking
wrong. His hold has turned so tight. It's so hard to say as a sentence when you're not singing it. Nah, I hate it. I'm pissed off at it every time I look at it. I only have it as the title because that was my best option. That was my best option.
I mean, given that you guys didn't find the song when you looked it up, she has a point. I guess that's fair.
Exactly.
But again, I can't say anything because spoilers, even spoilers beyond what people in this call know. It's such a perfect title, though.
I know, but it's
In
so
the
annoying
both
to say.
literal him
It doesn't-
grabbing the key and
it
also
doesn't-
what that does
it
in relation
doesn't-
to the grand
it
plot of the story.
It doesn't sound good to say, though. It's such a weird title. It doesn't sound like the title of a story. It sounds like I ripped the song lyric out. Like, it's
Oh
like
man,
song
thank God
titles.
you've never
like,
had a story title before that doesn't sound like a story title.
Listen, all my titles sound like story titles. Even a
What?
song, even given a story that took a song lyric like To Glorify My Platinum Soul, To Glorify My Platinum Soul sounds like a cool story title. His hold has turned so tight just sounds like a sentence.
Okay, you have a point, actually.
Yeah, it's a dumb title. It's a dumb title, and I do not like it. It is a
Hedgehog,
dumb
what is
title.
your longest title again?
My
What is the
longest title
longest
is The
one?
Personal History of Mr. Lucius Marcel Part 2, Fire on the Mountain, in both a literal and very metaphorical sense.
Okay,
Yeah, right. That
Miceman,
doesn't sound like a sentence at all.
Miceman, I love how
We're
you're bringing that
spitting.
up, but if you look 6 titles in, you will see MSXHMNMHX.
Yeah, you literally just smashed the
Will be a
keyboard.
king of titles, by the way.
I didn't realize we cared about like titleness at this point.
All my story titles really storytellers. She said, fully aware that some of her titles are gibberish. Hey, none of my story titles are gibberish. Some of them are just in code.
No, listen, again, it's one of those where I guess I kind of see your point. I just think you're so incredibly wrong.
Well, I don't care if you think I'm wrong. That's what I think, and that's what matters.
I think the reader's opinion on their stories is what matters.
No, yes, but
Yeah.
in the case of this
True.
tier
Ever heard of
list,
Death
in
of
the
the
case
Author?
in the case of this tier list,
You ever heard of Death of the Author?
oh, goodbye. But in the case of this tier list, that is where it belongs. This fucking sucks. Oh, excuse me. Some of our titles are gibberish unless you decode them. Yes, thank you. Thank you. That is all I have to say on the matter.
Rip.
Yeah.
We were pretty confident about that.
You guys are very. That's why I was so smug behind you. You know, because you guys were entirely wrong.
Alright, guys, if she's smug, we're fucking wrong. Remember that.
But also, like I said, anybody who's read the stories, I would absolutely recommend looking up that title.
Well, but again, the fact that you really, like, the title so drastically connects to the song that so drastically connects to the thing, the fact that it seems like a song lyric which would make people immediately want to search it, which is what you want them to do.
But the fact that nobody did.
That's just you.
I didn't even
Your
realize
skill
it was a
issue.
song title.
Exactly.
Okay, but that means that your point's invalid because no one thought it was a song lyric.
The deer says LAA. Yes,
The
it's very true.
deer.
The deer.
Dear.
Also, LAA, you seem
Deer.
like someone who has actually read the stories, and you've never commented. Have you read the stories? And if so, thank you. I didn't know you existed.
That's just us not doing our homework, says Caroline.
But if it was good enough, it should have tipped you off to the fact that it was a song.
But if it tipped us off to the fact that it was a song lyric, then it would be the problem that you talked about, which is that it's too much of a song lyric to be a title.
Yes.
But people thought it was too much of a title to be a song lyric, apparently.
Yes. Whatever.
Getting a call.
Whatever.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, that's the president.
That's the president. Okay, we're gonna have to start this next one without Miceman then.
Rip. Miceman's dead.
Miceman is dead.
Rip Bozo.
Rip Bozo.
Rip Bozo.
What do we think about Mike Miller's second day?
This is boring, dude. Mike Miller's second day.
Is that
like,
the
what a
full title?
boring title.
That is the full title.
Alright, this fucking stinks.
This
She
fucking
doesn't
sucks.
She doesn't like these.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
We're Blue Victor dancing now then.
Anti-Vexing realized it was a song.
Yeah, see, some people did.
Anti-Vexing, you gotta catch up with the stories, and then you'll
think this title fucking sucks.
fucking sucks.
Man, if I had my Gimli gun on me right now, I swear.
Fire up my groovy comment, man! I swear to God!
Jesus Christ.
Miceman is gone, crab rave.
Doot, doot, doot.
Yeah, this sucking Mad V. Listen, I know that she likes Mike Miller's ordinary Mike Miller's Unordinary First Day. If that was the one, it would be King of Titles.
Oh yeah,
probably.
that's a good title.
But
That's
Mike
a good
Miller's
title.
Second Day is exactly what she has said she doesn't like from other titles, which is that it is just the most obvious. What was the other one? It was Another Start, where it's just
Another
like, yeah,
Start.
it's just another start, so it's the obvious. So Mike Miller's Second Day, calling it Mike Miller's Second Day. Makes
Don't
it so
listen
much
to
better.
Alright, I'm
Gerbil.
back from talking with the president, and the president agrees that his hold has turned so tight belongs in King of Titles.
Okay, well-
so.
Yeah.
Well,
They're passing a bill, actually, that
Yeah,
you're going to have to
shit.
change it.
oh shit.
Mike Miller's Second Day is a
I'll
great
start catching
title.
up
You
here a
understand
little
which
bit.
character focuses on and have a clear understanding of its chronological placement within the story. Yeah, but
Yeah,
because
we're
it's so
focusing on Mike
obvious,
Miller?
Gerbil, that's
It's his
I don't think
second
what she
day.
likes about it.
I don't know what Hedgehog
I mean,
likes
to
To be
anymore.
fair, I felt like I had a pretty good idea until she started lying.
I'm not lying.
This- So Mike Miller's Second Day kind of falls into the same vein as Catching Up with Jack Steele, because it says right there on the tin what's going to happen, but it doesn't go into what all happens.
I
Like,
guess
everything
that's
happens, and you're like,
fair.
well, I
No,
mean,
that's a fair
yeah,
point.
it's what's happening.
Yeah, but
I don't know what I
you're-
expected.
You're forgetting the most crucial little tidbit here, and that is that Mike Miller is not woo soft boy Jack Steele.
I don't even remember what happened in this story. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait,
It was
yeah,
Mike Miller has his second day at school.
yeah, it was Mike Miller.
I mean,
second
okay, well, duh. But like, what did they do?
Mike
Is the president holding you too tight?
Mike
Yeah,
woke up
it's
in the
really
middle of the
uncomfortable.
night because Doug stumbled into the room being out of sorts for some reason. Mike woke up later. Doug was still in his room. Mike decided to leave him alone. He goes down to breakfast. He walks down with Jilly and talks
Just a normal
to,
school kid
just a
day that
normal
we're
school
happening. This
kid
is second day.
Absolutely. He talks to Jilly and Victor and Abigail and Sonia and Gil. He walks to class with Gil because they have the same algebra class. And Gil gives him a really obtuse warning to not stick his nose into the stuff that's going on in the school. Mike decides to ignore him and decides to stick his nose into what's going on in the school anyway. And he goes to talk to Doug, who's finally awake. And Doug tells him the same thing. And Mike goes, "Nah, fuck you. I'm going to still look into what's going on in the school."
Okay,
It's just
so
like
here's
me,
the
for real,
thing.
for
Here's
real.
the thing. She made it seem like it was boring because she's like, yeah, it's just his second day, and then she gave us a bulleted list of what happens in a really boring way. I think it's King of Titles. I think
I'm
she's been
sticking-
lying to us this whole time. I think it's King of Titles now.
I'm sticking with Hedge W.
You think it's that high? I was gonna say with your points, I thought it was at most kind of clever, but you think it's up in W
Hello,
I'm
Ozzy.
sticking with Hedge W.
because of the fact that it's like catching up with Jack Steele.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm at the point in the night with these that I'm going with my gut reaction for all of them now.
Okay.
GIF of Big Bird kicking down the door down, says that Ozian. Welcome, that Ozzy. Welcome to the stream.
I
I
think
am 3 shots in. We're having a party.
I think this fucking sucks. I think that's what it is. It's too literal. It's like another start.
Yeah, we might. Grayman, what do you think? Where are you at? Gut feeling.
Okay,
Where are you at?
so gut feeling. I feel like I don't remember what happens in the story. I feel like this is just like being introduced to more characters and shit. So the story itself is fine. I think this is just a fucking boring title, dude. Mike's second day. Come on.
3 shots.
Yeah,
in
Caroline
Fortnite.
says-
Watch
I
her,
don't get
watch her
it.
put it in like I don't get it or some
Well,
shit.
that's what Caroline thinks. Caroline thinks it's I don't get it.
What is your thought
The
process
confusing
here,
part of the
Caroline?
title is that we don't know why Mike Miller is second day. Thanks, Gerbil.
Thanks, Trouble. Grayman was listening to the recap.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally would have put it in This Fucking Stinks for the reasons that it is just, yeah, it's his second day. It kind of references the title, so maybe it would be like, I don't get it. But Aedrah does have a point. Catching up with Jack Steele, we put in, I don't get it because it was boring, but she goes, no, I like that it doesn't tell you anything.
But Jack Steele isn't a woo special soft boy. And he's not the same.
Mike Miller's also a
Wait.
special sauce.
That's true, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it
different.
got bumped up because Jack was in it, so I do think it might be I don't get it. I might be with Caroline on this one.
I think it's This Fucking Stinks. That's what I'm going with.
Grayman, where did you put it again? I don't remember.
I also put it in This Fucking
So we got
Stinks.
2 for This Fucking Stinks, 2 for I don't get it. We've got an uncommon W.
And Caroline says I'm going with I don't get it.
What do we all?
I think to just I'll move down to This Fucking Stinks, but for the record, I think it might be up 1. So right now it would be This Fucking
This fucking
Stinks.
stinks. Is that your final answer, guys?
I guess so.
I think it should be I don't get it, but I'll do it because otherwise we'll never get
Guess
moving.
what, guys? We're wrong.
You are wrong. I put it in.
Ugh.
I put it in kind of clever. I put
What's
it in kinda
clever about it?
Specifically because it calls back to An Ordinary Mike Miller's An Ordinary First Day. Ordinary Mike Miller's An Ordinary First Day. Otherwise, it would be I don't get it. But because it calls
wouldn't
back to
I
a
don't
different
because
title.
other like that's the only reason I put it in I don't get it. I don't think that bumps it all the way up to mid.
I think it's mid because I think it's got that catching up with Jack Steele quality where it tells you what happens in the story, but it doesn't tell you what happens at all. But it's also not as interesting as catching up with Jack Steele. It's just Mike Miller's second day.
Yeah, Gerbil was also right too.
Yeah, Gerbil was right. It's kind of clever. Yeah.
Again,
know what,
that's why I
Hedgehog,
said She said it so boringly. I knew it had to be higher because she's
Yeah.
being a little conniver over there. I saw through your tricks. I just didn't see through them enough. I guess.
Okay, but actually, dude. Okay, but actually, now they're not doing all this fucking trickery and shit. What do you guys? Is this like a really good story? Because all I remember was just being introduced to characters and like there being a little hint that something fucked up is going on.
It's a
Keep
fine
it-
story.
Keep in mind,
Solid, like,
Grayman.
3 out of 10.
Yeah, 3 out. Wow. Okay. I would at least 5
Yeah,
out of
solid
10, but
2.5 out of 20. You
Um,
know.
Oh, let's not get like way
The lowest a
generous
Hedgehog story
here.
goes is 5 out of 10.
Keep in mind, Grayman, that there's a couple things you don't know yet that this story references to initially that might have
Oh.
made a couple people remember it a little bit more, especially upon reread. But you're pretty close to that. It's in arc 1 that what you're missing is revealed. So you're pretty close to it. You're just a couple episodes away.
Yeah, I think it's one of those like slightly above middle of the road stories because, like you said, and like she kind of put it, basic things happen, but there's little like one of you said there's semblances of things that are like, ooh,
As
guess
you'll
what's kind of
increasingly
happening
realize,
under the...
Grayman, I sometimes have plot points planned years in advance.
Yes, she
And
does.
so sometimes I'll set up something. There's a couple things I set up all the way in arc 1 that don't pay off until arc 3.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
boy.
she does.
Aedrah hates me for it.
Yes,
Cause
yes,
they always,
I
Because
do.
they look at the text versions and always find out about them and get really mad at me.
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay. Alright, moving on to Morna and the Truth. You guys are getting so demoralized. Oh my goodness.
All right,
That's nice.
Well,
What's
I mean,
this demoralization?
considering
I just
everything's
took an edible.
basically random, so
It is not.
I think this.
we it's gotten to the point where you, in relation to how we think of the titles, you're so completely random that it is essentially just a 1 out of 5 at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
we can't logic our way because every time we try to logic our way into it, you go, actually, I was feeling sick that day, so I
God, not even you can
listen,
predict her.
Listen,
It's
I had,
too
to,
clear.
I had to
Predict
do
her.
something to even it out because there's 25 chances for me to take a shot, and I'm kind of a lightweight.
Yeah, you were just like, actually, the day I wrote this story, I had a slight tummy ache, so I put it in This Fucking Sucks. The title is called Epic Rad Joyride Party Bus Flaming Flamethrowers.
3 people die in it.
This one has a name we can't spell, which brings her joy, so it's S tier. So it's
Caroline, that's probably the most accurate we've gotten all night.
This is
But
arc
what?
1.
This is
What
arc
is
one.
three?
This is the first episode of the Atlantis arc.
Because people
Yeah,
notoriously
buddy.
can't spell
The
Morna's
initial,
name.
Atlantis
it's
arc.
the initial fairy tale version of the story. I can't believe so many people like the Atlantis arc as much as
I
they
love
do.
the Atlantis
Like,
arc.
I mean, as much as they, I mean, as much as they do. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's good, obviously. But like, it was
Solid,
the part of the story. It's like,
4
okay,
out of
this
10.
is kind of interesting. Where people read it and they go, "Oh my god, it's my favorite part of the arc," and I'm like,
Yeah, if Noah
Okay,
was here, he'd be
I wouldn't
screaming
go.
right
I
now.
wouldn't go that far, but I really enjoyed it.
No, it's good. I'm not saying it's bad writing or anything or that I'm displeased with it because I'm not. It's very good. I think it's mostly like a little less like relevant for me specifically because Edie Valley was the change because I just got done writing a 200,000 word fantasy novel before I wrote Edie Valley. So
Oh my
the-
god, I know what you're talking
So
about.
the Atlantis arc was kind of a more return to form, so it was more what I had been used to writing. So it was a little bit less impactful for me when I was writing it because it was more like, oh, back to normal.
That Ozian. Marine is my best friend,
beloved.
Marine.
All right, what do you guys think of this title, though?
I'd say okay. With what you just said, I'd say kind of clever.
I think it's I think it is. Ooh, it's either a W or a King of Titles.
I wouldn't go that far
No.
up because again, she said that like she didn't really like she was
But-
kind of surprised that like so many people liked the Atlantis arc as much as they did. Like, obviously it was good, but she didn't really feel the same way.
Listen, the
The
moment
thing is,
Miceman
like-
said King of Titles in W, she like snorted under her breath, and I'm like, okay, it's this fucking stinks. Like,
God.
it's gotta be.
It's
God.
no, it's
She was
the-
she was so like displeased by your
No.
choice.
this this
Actual
is
stuff.
a reference to future stories in a way that is not clear in this initial one.
Also, the last time we didn't listen to Miceman
Hedgehog-
about a King of Titles one, we were wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like Hedgehog loves this kind of
All
shit.
right, yeah,
where
Okay,
the
but, like-
titles are foreshadowing.
Okay, but guys, this is the Atlantis arc, all right?
Yeah, everyone loves the Atlantis arc.
Well, yeah,
Okay,
okay,
but
listen, if
Hedgehog
Noah was
doesn't.
here, we wouldn't get a word in edgewise because Noah likes the Atlantis arc more than arc 1 and 2 of Edie Valley combined. But
That's crazy.
It's so true. Well, listen, Noah hates Cindy in the first 2 arcs. He
You know what?
despises her.
I don't hate Cindy, but
Why
I guess
doesn't Cindy ever make the sun-resistant potion again?
Because
Is
she
she
can't.
stupid?
I specifically
Is
say,
she
no,
stupid?
Miceman, I say in
She
the
goes-
episode why she can't.
She goes to a place where you can acquire like anything, and she doesn't think to make this stupid potion again.
It's not important to the
Ooh,
arc.
he does have a point. The soul
It's
market's supposed to
true.
have everything.
No, that's true. But it's not important to the arc.
Because Marcel
So shut up and stop thinking about it.
Okay,
my
anyway.
boy
Why
gets
doesn't
dropped.
he turn into mist?
Why doesn't he turn into
Why
mist,
does he turn
Hedgehog?
into mist? Alright, more to
Why
answer.
can he?
This
Why
fucking
can he mess
stinks.
with your smartphones?
I know, literally, I say this in the Q&A Miceman, I say this in the Q&A Grayman when you finally get to it in 50,000 years. Grapefruit. But if I had known that ED Valley was going to actually be a long-running series, I would have not given Marcel so many powers.
You said that before too in the book club.
Oh,
So
did
he's
I?
thinking
Oh,
about
okay.
more important things.
Okay, listen.
I couldn't
here's-
imagine what.
Here's my thought. I would have put it higher because I think that the fact that it's Morna in the Truth, it sounds like a fairy tale title. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's a kid's book.
Yeah.
Oh, what is
This
it?
is a
Morna
kid's
in
book.
the Truth. Oh, cool. It's like a fairy tale. But again, there's two things. One, it's a very boring title. So even though that is true, I don't think she would like how just simple it is, because it's not one of those ones like Catching Up with Jack Steele where it's simple but it tells you things but it doesn't. It's just a title that's simple, and she'd find it
Sounds
boring.
nice.
But also, again, when Miceman said King of Titles, there was a begrudged huff on the other side of the room that leads me to believe it is in this fucking thing.
What if she's fucking with you, Dragon?
what if she's
If
fucking with
she
you?
did that and said, actually, it's a King of Titles, I'm just going to leave. I'm going to leave.
Well, she probably huffed because Miceman just called her out on it in that case.
You could be
And she was
right.
like, man, I've
See,
been seen.
You could
Dragon,
be
you
right.
point out that like this is a
Caroline,
fairy
that flashing
tale.
screen was me pulling up.
You point out this
Scouts
is like a
fight,
fairy
looking at the
tale
answers
style
on it.
thing, but it's also got a double meaning to it because the truth is revealed to be something else. I don't know how deep I can get into this,
I
but
think,
it has.
Grayman, you finished the Atlantis arc, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
he knows what it is. He knows what the
So
truth is.
like the truth is both finding out that the kingdom is doomed and also that that's the name of the thing is the truth, right? It's like a double meaning. And Hedgehog eats that shit up. She loves it.
You guys remember when I thought the flashback scene was the guy
Thank you,
going
Ren.
back in time to when he
everything.
was a child?
I don't know why you thought that.
Shut up!
All right, but what do you guys think? What's your answer? What's your answer?
I think it's either King of Titles or W.
I'm gonna go with Miceman here with King of Titles.
I feel like I've been outvoted.
Me too, Dragon.
What do you think, Caroline?
God damn it!
Chat, what do you
Everyone
think?
turns and stares. What do you think, chat? What do you think, Caroline?
Caroline says W. I
Alright,
don't think
so we
it's
got-
I don't think it's quite insane enough to be King of Titles, probably.
I said I'm going with Miceman, so I'm going with Miceman.
I feel like it is definitely a tear between King and W.
I think it's kind of clever. I don't know what you all are on about, but, you know, whatever you say.
Alright, chat's saying W. Let's go with W, I think.
W.
W. Well, Gerbil was right again. It's
What?
I put under. I don't get it.
Thank you! That's where I was gonna put it
I put under. I
first!
don't get it.
Kill
I
yourself!
don't get
What
it.
did I say?
But in Miceman's defense, I didn't think very hard about this one when I tier listed it. I think if I had actually thought about it, I probably would have put it up in Kind of Clever. But you guys didn't guess that one either. If you
Fuck you, Hedgehog.
if you
Hey,
guys,
hey,
if you
Hedgehog.
guys had
To
guessed
it.
Kind of Clever, I would have given it to you and I would have taken the shot. But
Hedgehog,
Yeah.
can we get like an estimated amount of time you've thought about each of these from now on?
yes, I can give you an estimate about that.
That's
To
what
be
I mean.
fair,
This
the
is
rest
this
of-
is why I said it was a 1 out of 5. Because
The-
she's like, oh yeah, when I was tier listing this one, I was drunk, so I just didn't put it where it should be.
the rest of these I thought about very long and hard. It was just that one that I didn't think. I'd
Just
worry about.
this one!
Yeah, just that one. It's just that
What?
one. Just that
This is
one.
like the last one, and you were like, whatever.
You're
fine.
driving us
Yeah, no,
fucking
basically,
crazy.
literally. You should jump into a rift now.
Now.
Listen, I never said this was fair, okay? I never said this was fair.
I know, this is a torture
what
chamber
is-
for your
Yeah.
4...
Yeah.
What is your reasoning, Hedgehog?
My
What is your
reasoning is also that it's a very straightforward title. It's a very
But it's not.
That's what
No,
I
It doesn't
said.
because
But
the
that's-
truth isn't introduced until
No,
much later.
But that's what I was gonna say is that I had forgotten how
broke
much
my
thought
stand.
I had actually put into that title. So that's why I would have moved it up to kind of clever if you guys had guessed that one. Because Miceman is right. It does have that double meaning to it. And I did try to name it very simply to name it like a fairy tale. But also, again, it's just one where it was just product of early Edie Valley where I was just not really like fantastic with the titles yet. I didn't quite develop the style I would have later on, especially in Arc 3. So it's not my favorite. It's not the worst one by any means, but it's not my favorite.
And you're kind of discounting the fact that this story, in a lot of ways, is the beginning of everything.
No, it's true. It is. It is. It is. I just broke my.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to do with the title, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't have to do with the title. We care about that again.
Okay.
All of a sudden.
Okay. Also, Rose and Caroline, I'm gonna ask everybody that question at the end of the stream. Okay. Moving on to multi-layered antagonism.
King of Titles. I'm firm and unbudging.
I don't get it.
I don't get this one.
You guys
I'm
have to
gonna-
trust me.
I'm gonna go King of Titles.
You have to trust me. She
Mm,
has
are you
again. This
sure
is
we
one
should
of
trust
this is
you?
one of those titles. Again, I could be completely talking out of my ass, but this is one of those titles that she has mentioned by name. Is one that she loves the way that it tells what's about to happen in the. It's like a catching up with Jack where multi-layered antagonism doesn't really tell you anything, but it tells you everything once you've read the story, and she's talked about that before. To me specifically with this title, which makes me think it's King.
All right, Dragon, I'm gonna trust you just this once, okay? We'll see what
Alright,
happens.
Yeah, Dragon. You know what, Dragon? My life is in your hands.
She's gonna say, yeah, so I sneezed when
yeah.
I lit this one, so I put it in I don't get it.
No, it was King of Titles. It was
Thank
King of
you.
Titles.
Oh,
It
thank
was King of
God.
Titles.
Okay, Dragon,
Listen, that was-
I'll start trusting you more.
That was kind of the freebie. I figured you guys would get
The
that one
freebie?
right.
No, that was not a freebie because
It's not a
I'm the
freebie.
only person you've talked about that title to.
No, I figured
Thank
Aedrah
God
would back you
Dragon's
up
here.
with that.
Yeah.
That is fair. That
I
is
figured Aedrah
fair.
would back you up with that. Let me take my shot.
I think I'm gonna try. Yeah, we had a lot of Kings of Titles in the chat. A lot of people said King of Titles.
Okay.
Which one is this again?
Yep. Yeah. Pretty much everyone in chat said King of Titles.
Multi-layered
This is Arc
antagonism
3.
sounds like something you'd hear
This
in a
is Arc
pseudo
3.
intellectual
Yep.
video game review. I like it for that reason. Specifically for a dog shit game with zero need for a serious analysis. Meant to say it's King of Titles, but yes, the freebie is the last one. Don't lie to us.
Yeah, the freebie is the
You know
last
what,
one.
that's
The last
true.
one we. Can you just throw it in King of Titles so we can just skip that?
Yeah,
one? Like,
but
on,
let,
take another
okay,
shot.
Let me explain
no,
this,
okay.
and then we can do Vision Quest if you want.
Hedgehog did say we could do this in any order, so
Yes.
let's let her explain and
No,
then
let me
make her
explain.
take another shot.
I adore multi-layered antagonism specifically because it's my most trolly title. For anyone who's read the stories, you know exactly why. It's the episode that reveals the true villain of the arc. But also, I just love the way it sounds to say multi-layered antagonism. It's got a lot of N's and L's and really soft vowels, but then you have the antagonism that really like just is a weird hard point within that multi-layered antagonism, and it's a really nice sounding title. And also it's just fun to say, and it does exactly what it says on the tin, but in a way you'd never imagine, and I adore it. It's one of my favorite titles. I adore it. Okay.
Let's get you a little drunker. Put
Let's
that
get
in
you a
King of
little
Titles
drunker.
and take a shot.
Okay, are you guys going for Vision Quest next?
Vision Quest, King of
Okay.
Titles.
So the full title for Grayman is Nico and Doug Go on a Vision Quest.
Oh, okay.
This
I was
is-
about
fucking
okay.
sucks.
Just Vision Quest fucking sucks.
yeah, no, but the full title is Nico and Doug Go on a Vision Quest.
Again, throw it in
Okay.
King of Titles, take your shot, and let's move on.
Are you
Yeah,
guys,
it's
is that your
Nico-
final answer for everybody? Is that your
it's a
final
Nico
answer?
and Lila
Hey, Dragon seems
story.
very
Yeah.
confident.
Oh, it's not
so-
Lila.
It's Nico and Doug Go on a Vision Quest.
Nico and Doug.
Oh.
Okay.
Also,
Dragon
I've
seems
heard her
very
talk about
confident,
this.
so-
And how it came to
If
her,
she-
I'll take
and
my
yeah,
shot.
no, this is a
I
King
was
of
gonna say, if
Titles.
she didn't say King of Titles, I genuinely would feel like it's rigged.
I'll take my shot.
Yeah,
I'll take
thank
my
you,
shot.
thank
I
you.
put this in
Yeah,
your title.
yeah, no, because I have heard her rant about how she was like stuck. She was trying to figure out a title for the story, and
Let
then
me tell
Nico
the
and
story.
Doug.
Let me tell the story. You
No.
don't have to tell the story.
No, you've been a piece of shit this whole time. Let Aedrah talk.
No, and so she was just sitting there trying to figure out the title, and then she was like, "Wait, Nico and Doug Go on a Vision Quest," like a certain character had whispered it into her ear or something like that.
No, literally, Aedrah's right, but literally, the title came to me before the plot, because I realized, without spilling too much, I realized I needed something for Nico and Doug to do at one point together, because they hadn't had a lot of interaction, and I needed them to have some interaction.
For obvious reasons that aren't obvious to everyone.
To everyone.
Fuck
yeah,
you.
Thanks, Aedrah. And
Fuck you.
Fuck me, very much so. And so I thought, what's something interesting that they can do that has to do with the plot? And the title all of a sudden came to me, Nico and Doug go on a vision quest. And I went, okay, great, I'm basing an episode around that title. And that was that. It's such a simple title, but like it's such a title that makes you go, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, that is definitely the king of titles in the sense of you look at it and it's not one of those like, oh, it tells you but it doesn't tell you. You look at it and you go, what the fuck are you talking about?
What happens in this episode?
Dude, I can't wait to see them actually meet because that's hype.
Oh no, it's gonna be so hype when they meet Grayman. You don't even know what's gonna happen when they meet. Oh my.
Oh, Grayman.
Grayman.
Grayman, I'm just gonna tell you now they kiss. Okay,
They
that's what
definitely-
happens.
yeah. As Dribble says, Nico
Everyone's
and Doug-
playing it up.
As Dribble says, Nico and Doug, the superior ship.
Yeah, dude,
they get
go,
high in this
"This is a
episode, right? They
secret
absolutely
room,"
do.
and they kiss.
That
They
also
get high
says,
and then
I
they kiss.
love
That's what
Vision Quest.
happens.
Caroline says,
And everybody
I did
acts all
laugh
high
out.
and mighty about it, Grayman. It's just them kissing. I
Grayman, Doug,
I don't get it,
Doug
honestly.
and Nico get into a room and they fill their bellies with Diet Cola and they smoke weed and they play Burnout Revenge for the PS2.
Revenge up for the PS2.
Caroline said, I did laugh out loud when I saw this on the website for the first time. Thank you.
Yep, and yeah, and that Ozzy says, I love Vision Quest. Yeah, it was a title that literally, before you had even finished writing the story,
Yeah.
you came into the room and you were like, so I have a new title for the next story I'm writing, and I'm like, yeah, you clearly seem like you would like to tell me, so please go ahead. And she's like, Doug and Nico go on a Vision Quest.
No, it's Nico and Doug.
Nico and Doug go on a Vision Quest with the little jazz hand reveal. And I just stare at her. I'm like, what? And then she goes, hee, and she giggles and runs away.
Dragon's favorite part of my stories is me telling him little things entirely out of context, and then him having to wait 2 months to learn what that means.
Yeah.
Psychotic.
Yeah. Well, listen. I wrote Abigail Hodge for a reason.
Listen, that's why I feel so strongly about these and why I feel so betrayed when they're not where I think they are. Because I live with her and I know how she responds to these titles. But apparently not.
And that's why I let Dragon participate, because I knew there was some he was going to get wrong. Because I
Wow,
told him
it really
some
is
stuff.
rigged.
I told him some stuff, but I didn't tell him some stuff.
I feel like she specifically just put things not where I knew they would be, just so that she didn't have to take a shot.
There were one or two that I included specifically because I knew I had a very different opinion than what people were going to think I had an opinion on. I did not change my opinion based on what I think people were going to guess, but I included a couple titles specifically because... Listen, I have to give myself every advantage I can. There's 25 titles. I've already taken 5 shots. And I'm about to get really drunk in about 10 minutes.
That's why I said let's throw Vision Quest early.
Yeah, okay.
Get you sipping a little more.
Give me shit-faced first. Okay, so...
Yeah.
Next up, in which a mysterious force is given a character, but not yet a face.
Oh, King of Titles, dude.
Oh.
I don't get it.
Yeah, we have to factor spite into the decision.
Come
Caroline,
on.
you're 100% correct.
This formula is getting more and more complicated by the second.
Okay, but so to put this in perspective though, this is one of those titles that's like a classic Hedgehog title. Not like in the fact that it's like iconic, but in the fact that it's like when you think of the Hedgehog like title format, you think of something like
It's
this
shit
where it's
like
like
this.
a long run-on sentence that is weird and makes you think. And a lot of people in the chat are saying king, which is exactly what I mean. Is it just feels like a Hedgehog title. Like if you heard this title out of context, you'd be like, yeah, it's a Hedgehog title. But that could
does that make it a king?
But I was gonna say, but
Like if someone came up on the street and told me that, oh hey, yeah, no, there's this really cool story that I really like by this author that people don't really know, and they told me like the title of one of the episodes was this, I'd be like, wait a minute, are you talking about Hedgehog?
yeah, you'd be like, I don't even need to remember that title to know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
However, yeah, Miceman brings up a point though. King of Titles is the ones that are like really strongly thought about. It seems it could be a Hedge W, just because it's like one of those. Yeah, I'm really proud of this title, but it's not like tippy top.
Yeah.
Like it's not up there with Vision Quest.
All right.
Yeah. And also, because we can spoil this one, this does set up a very important plot point. This does start up that plot point.
Yeah, could you imagine
this
if we had a story that like started off at a very important plot point and it was put really low down? That would drive me nuts.
I bet it would.
personally.
I bet it would.
I remember this title for sure, and I remember like watching it / reading / listening. But like, who is it about again?
Hodge.
Abby Bale.
Oh, this is
This is
when
the
the director is
director.
introduced.
But yeah, I was
this
also
is
yeah.
the
making sure this is
introduction.
not about Abigail specifically.
It's about
this
the
is
director.
No, this is about the director.
This
I
is a
guess-
very important story.
I guess to be fair, this
Yeah.
is Act 1,
Arc
so it's not like I mean we are spoiling. but,
Most
like,
people in the chat and
you
most
know.
people in the call have read this section.
Yeah,
So.
so you know. But yeah, Caroline has a good thought. I feel like it makes it a W because it's an example of her mastering her title format, but it's not a standout title.
That's true. I'll give you that.
Because for example, she had the one earlier where it was like, she was like, yeah, this was kind of just like I was suffering from early syndrome of like, oh, I didn't like this. I put this title here because it represents like me not having titles gotten down yet. But I feel like this one might have been even put in here just to be like, yeah, this is a
This feels
representation
like-
of me having finally gotten the
This feels
groove.
like one of the first like sparks of like her finding her identity.
Well, hold on. Where is this in relation
It's
to?
relatively early on.
Yeah.
It's probably about a third of the way through Arc 1.
It's right after Mike Miller's second day.
Yep.
Because to be fair, like there was that earliest jumpstart, which was Pancakes in the Art of Badassery, because that's such a Hedgehog title,
Yes.
and that was like the first spark. But then it kind of like you had more of
Even
your
though that title is literally just
titles again.
stolen from Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance.
yeah. But it's, when are some of your titles not
Yeah,
stolen
you
from
don't.
things?
Shut up! Some of my titles are
80%.
original.
90% inspiration, 10% perspiration.
Exactly.
Yeah. But then you have stuff, but then all of a sudden you pick up with like Ordinary Mike Miller's an Ordinary First Day. It's like, okay, now we're starting to. Then you have like Doug Bailey's Romance Lesson of the Day. It's like, okay, we're starting to get like some quippy names. The Smiling Goat is an app name for a drinking establishment run by a demon. Is like the big boom of. All right, here is where things start. Because after that, you have How to Conduct Shady Deals in Your Average Suburban Home, in which a mysterious force is given a character but not yet a face. Products of Stardust, all that kind of stuff. They kind of immediately follow that.
Sorry, I gotta interrupt.
Uh-huh.
Gerbil says some of my titles aren't stolen. Also, I will get mad at you whenever you don't realize that I stole my titles from this song.
Just inconsistent.
I
That's
don't get
all.
mad. I'm
Hedgehog.
just disappointed. All right.
I don't know. I'm leaning W, but I have been burned before. Miceman, what are you
Is everybody in
thinking?
agreement?
There's no wrong
It's a
answers
tough
except
one.
4 of the 5.
Well, there are 4 wrong answers.
Yeah, I was gonna say except for 4 of the 5.
Ah,
All of the answers are wrong except for one of them, and there are.
that's it. I'm not going.
That's it, I'm not going.
God damn it! Get out of my fucking head.
It's really long. It's not the kind of title I would make, but it's not my book, is it?
It's not your book. Yeah, Miceman, you've been going through this going, here's what I think of the titles. You're not doing the game right, Miceman.
Okay, fine. What is Hedgehog? I'm put myself into the mind of Hedgehog here.
I'm a girl!
I'm a girl!
Oh, God, Miceman.
And I think this is kind of clever.
All right, so we got a kind of clever, we got a W. Grayman, what do you think?
I don't know if I'd put it on the same tier as ancient history, like because ancient history sounds nice,
Wait,
of
Ancient
course,
History
but like
was correct, right? Because we got the first one right.
yeah, ancient history was correct.
I believe it was correct. Let me double check. Yes, it was correct.
Yeah, because I remember we got the first one right, and I think we started with Ancient History because it is the first
Yes.
one.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say the full
alphabetically.
title, but I wouldn't say I wouldn't put Mysterious Force on like the same tier as ancient history.
That's a good point. If we're that is, but Grayman, that also assumes that the balance was kept. I don't know if she thought enough about the
Yeah,
balance.
is
and more so
Hedgehog's
about each
mindset
individual
in the
title.
same way here?
Yeah, actually, that's can you give us that at least?
What's that?
Did you
I don't
focus
fucking
on
know, I
the
can't be in her
balance,
head.
or did you focus on each individual? Like, did you just place each individual title independently from each other, or did you say, oh, well, Mysterious Force isn't on the same tier as Ancient History, so it's got to go here or here?
I definitely focused on each individual title. I did not compare them to each other.
Okay.
I focused on how
That's
I
what
felt
I
about each
thought.
individual title.
That's what I thought.
God damn it! So it could be in kind
Yeah,
of
no,
clever.
it makes it more annoying. Yes, you're 100% correct.
Fucking fuck.
I think it's kind of clever because, like Grayman said, it's like the beginning of Hedgehog getting into her whole
Yeah, it is one of the
sentences
early
as
Yeah, go in your hole.
titles.
Go in your fucking hole.
Getting into the whole
Yeah, kinda clever.
sentences as titles, but
This whole
it's
thing
not.
for me.
I don't think it's the best like Hedgehog title personally.
Mhm.
I think there are better, and I think Hedgehog will feel the same way.
Oh yeah,
This is
I think
me,
this title
like,
is awesome. All right.
okay.
Well, that's
well,
why I
th-
think it's a W.
Yeah,
'cause I think
that's what you
she-
think. What does Hedgehog think?
Well, I
Grapefruit,
think that
huh?
she really likes it, but like you said, doesn't think it's a perfect Hedgehog title. I think that she values it highly, but wouldn't necessarily say that it's like a classic. Like again, Dog is God spelled backwards. That one was King of Titles, right?
Yep.
Dog is
Yeah.
God spelled backwards. Multi-layered antagonism, Vision Quest, like those are ones that in her head are like, these are my key titles. I feel like Mysterious Force is almost there, but might not make it all the way. Which is why I said W, but
All right, what are the final votes from everybody?
yeah, I said W.
Kinda
Miceman said
clever.
Clever.
W.
Both kinda
Okay,
clever
everyone
as
said
well.
clever. What was chat?
No, you guys are split. Aedrah said W too, or somebody said W too.
No,
Was
I
it
said
Miceman?
W, and then the rest of them said kind of clever.
No, somebody else said
Somebody else said
too.
W.
I think it was Miceman.
No, I said kind
Oh,
of
was it
clever.
Grayman?
Oh, so then it was Grayman.
Yeah.
Grayman, did you think
I love not talking.
Did you think it was W or kind of clever?
Grayman
Ah.
said W.
God damn it! It could be either. Oh.
Carolyn and Caesar say W as well.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm also not looking at the stream, so I'm not looking at body language, whereas chat is apparently also going off of body language.
Body language.
But
huh.
Julie Caesar says W.
Get out of my head, Miceman.
Caroline says W because if I think about it more, my head will hurt. So we actually, I think we have a overwhelming W, right? If Grayman
We
also
do.
said W.
Yeah.
You have 4 to 2 on W.
If this is kind of clever, I will literally walk outside and just piss while you
Alright,
guys
so
fucking.
is our
What?
final
I
is
will
our
piss.
final vote on common hedge W?
I guess so.
I guess
If
it
I
is.
go outside and shit in my front lawn, it still won't be the dirtiest thing in my front lawn.
Okay, I'm taking another
What?
shot.
Yeah!
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
let's go.
Good job,
Fuck
you
yeah.
guys.
I love being right.
Good carry. Good carry.
Good job.
Oofda. Okay. So here's
Hey,
my
that's
reason.
one more than you thought we'd get.
Yep, you got 6.
We've beaten the odds, guys.
We
We've
beat
beaten
the
the odds.
And
Woo!
you still
All
have,
right.
Fucking
you still have
go.
like 10 or 11
Dude,
left.
run a
3,
streak. Run a fucking
6.
streak
No,
right now.
we have 11 left.
You have
Oh,
11
dude,
left.
Dribble's gonna have to go piss in
Wait,
Grayman's lawn.
by the way. Oh, what the fuck? No, stay out of my. Stay the fuck out of my
So-
lawn. Holy shit.
so let me
Stop
explain
trying
my-
to break into my house.
Let me explain my reasoning. I really, really adore this title. I think it's, again, like you guys were saying, one of the first ones that I really found my style and I got my streak and I kind of figured out what Edie Valley titles are going to look like. The one problem I have with it is that I name a lot of titles in which something happens. And this was the first one, but I do have at least 4 or 5 titles that are in which something happens.
Wasn't that on the bingo card?
Yes.
It
It
was.
was on the bingo card because it's such a common title
In
idea
which
for me to use.
something, something,
in which something happens. It's become my kind of like go-to if I don't exactly know what to name a title. I name it in which something really silly
Yeah, you just
happens.
you just make a vague statement about plot.
The plot, yes.
Yeah.
And this is the most clever of the in which titles.
I was gonna
for
say
sure.
this was the most clever and the first one.
and the first one, but
It's all downhill from
it's
here,
a trope
baby.
but it's a trope I reuse a lot,
This
which
is where
is
she
what
beats.
kept it out of King of Titles.
I think that it should be if it's a trope that you fell back on and this was the codifier of it, that could make it a King of Titles.
That's fair, but I think that just it's not quite on the same level as some of the other ones.
No, I agree. I in my own personal list, I would have
Mm-hmm.
also put this in W.
I know that look of disappointment on her lol.
yeah. The moment we got it right, and she was like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to take another shot."
All right, let's move on. Anybody else have anything to say before we move on?
I have something to say about this next one.
Yeah, okay. So this next title is Nothing to See Here, just a never-ending pile of shit right on my head.
Oh, that's
Guys.
King of Titles.
This fucking sucks.
Guys, yeah, this fucking sucks. She said shit in the title, and YouTube didn't monetize it.
Yeah.
This fucking sucks. This was bad for the algorithm.
Alright, what do you guys thought?
Yeah. So anyway, King
Wait,
of Titles,
so
right?
what's
King of
the-
Titles.
What is the full title?
Nothing to see here, just a never-ending pile of shit right on my head.
I know you like the story itself a lot, What about the title?
What about the title?
Come on, this is one of those Hedgehog run-on sentence titles that she giggles gleefully at. It has to be.
Also, this is a dog story. That
This
might
is a Doug
influence
story.
it.
Yeah, you gotta bump it
King
up
of
one.
titles.
But it's a
king
Doug
of fucking
story.
titles.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Gotta bump it up one for Doug.
It's a king.
Is this
Is-
an
Is that your
Is
guys'
this an
final
act
answer? It's
one?
an act one.
This
Yep.
is an Act 1, yeah.
Yep, it's
Oh,
Doug's
God.
backstory.
This is the Doug
I'm
backstory.
a little surprised
This
because that's
is
like an
the
Act 3
story
title.
that Wendy drunk read.
Yes. I never
No,
listened
he
to
drunk
it.
reads the sex one.
Well,
No,
yeah,
he drunk read a
drunk
couple,
read
but
a
I haven't
couple.
posted
We
all
just
of
didn't
them.
upload all of them.
I haven't listened to him read this one because it's a very precious story to me. And
Oh,
as
you
much
don't
as-
like that he added the clown from that one cartoon
Yeah,
that goes,
as much as I adore Wendy's drunk reads, it's kind of weird listening to someone read my stories.
bastardize your story.
Bastardize my stories a little
See,
bit.
okay,
I was
Heads, now
totally-
you get how
I was totally good with Melon's Journey because that was one I wrote when I was 12, and the sex one was pretty funny ultimately, and it gave us the "I'm a girl" meme.
Bang.
We'll bang, okay.
Even that's not what he says.
fuck.
No, he says "we'll bang, okay." That's
We'll
Marcel,
bang,
but
okay.
Dragon and I bastardized it.
It's the only way.
I haven't listened to that one, and I don't think I'll post it just because I don't think I will listen to it. I have the file on my computer, but I don't think I'll listen to that one just because it's a very precious.
Yeah,
story to me.
long story short, he repeatedly just says, "Man, Doug's a fucking asshole."
And I
you hate
don't.
him."
Yeah, and Dragon told me he says that. I'm like, I don't know if my little heart can take that.
But it's obviously meant with love.
Of course it is.
Doug
of
is
course
kind
it
of an
is.
asshole.
But still, and Doug is totally an asshole.
But I think
But
the big
still.
problem is that Doug has his like friends like Monty and stuff that like get him drugs, but he adds.
Don't spoil too much, Dragon. Grayman hasn't read the story yet.
Wait, has he not?
Doug does drugs?
Well, I mean, Doug doing drugs probably isn't that much of a
Yes,
spoiler.
but
okay,
just be careful. Because
Yeah, okay,
Grayman's not read that story yet.
That's all I was gonna say though. Is he has some friends that essentially aren't necessarily great for him, but Wendy adds one, and it's just.
Oh God.
What is this character's name? Can I say this right for the stream, folks? Hold on.
Multiple people are typing.
Yeah, Roxo the clown from Metalocalypse just becomes
What?
one of Doug's friends in the friend group, and all he does is just be like, "Doug, we should do cocaine."
Dude, that reminds me
And
of
that's
when I
like-
got one
You
of my
say
friends.
this like it's a bad thing.
Well, but I'm just saying, like, that's basically what you missed with the drunk read.
Caroline says Doug is a little bastard man, affectionate. It's so true.
Affectionate.
It's so true. We love Doug here.
Also, the
Doug's
title
our
of the
precious-
drunk read was "Doug is an axhole."
Yep. Okay, what do we think about the title though?
Oh, King.
King.
Is that all?
Everyone's
your final
saying
answers?
king.
I think
And I
everyone
guess-
said King, right?
Except for
I
me.
didn't
Yeah.
say that.
Well, I meant in chat too. I think.
Yeah, most
King.
people say King.
I think it's I don't get it.
Okay,
I
is
think
that your
it's
final
King.
answer?
Miceman
guys?
just being a contrarian to be a
I'm not being a
contrarian.
contrarian.
Okay. Are you guys done then?
Yes.
guess
I
so.
feel like we're wrong because of the way she's talking. but-
Miceman is more correct than you guys are,
Oh,
but he's
get
not
fucked.
entirely
Dude.
correct. I put it under this fucking sex.
What?
Yes, for one specific reason.
It's because
It
it
is
has the
the
word
most-
shit in it.
It is the most awkward title to say out loud.
You are insane.
Nothing to see here, just a never-ending pile of shit right
This
on my
is-
head.
this
It's
is-
such an
this is-
awkward title to say
This
out
is
loud.
blasphemy.
It's
This is
such-
his hand was turned so tight all over
Yes,
again.
listen.
No, this is worse than
But
that.
that's
No,
a
listen,
song
This is
title.
No,
worse
listen,
than that.
listen to me, listen to me. The reason why I put in this fucking sucks is partially because I love the story so much, and I so wish I could have given it a better title. Because that title is me trying to do the thing that I do where I make long titles, but I hadn't mastered the art of like how to make long titles yet at all. So it's a miss. I had plenty of hits in Arc 1, but that one's a miss because it's just a really long sentence. There's nothing artful about it. There's nothing artful about it at all. It's not a good
Listen,
title.
I know that you're talking about your opinion, but I will be the one who mentions the subjective fact of you are just wrong.
You are free to have your opinion. I dislike the title. I will never change it because it is the title and it is an iconic title. But if I could go back in time and change it, I absolutely would. I would change it to something else.
This is my personal opinion. I genuinely feel like if it had a different title, it would be worse off for it.
You are welcome to that opinion. I don't like
Am
that.
I wrong on that, everyone, or is that just me?
I mean,
think it's-
I'm
No,
not a
Dragon
big
has
fan
the more
of that
popular
title.
opinion.
Yeah, Miceman doesn't like the title either, so
I
Miceman's
get
the
that.
Yeah, but he's also an English major.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I
So,
think that's
shush.
the English major over-analysis of it, because as a general viewer who is dumb like me, I just
Don't
see it goes,
do
haha, it
Dragon.
says shit.
Caroline,
smile.
Caroline says it's
I
such an
don't-
in-character title for Doug.
Yeah,
yes,
it feels
I
like
would,
Doug named it.
No, I would definitely keep that convention of it feels like Doug having named it and keep it in the first person, but I would have worded it way differently.
If you had to make it now, what would you have changed it to?
I
no,
had
it
a
sounds
title in
awkward.
mind,
It's
but I
bad.
entirely forgot because I'm pissed drunk right now.
That's fair.
Um,
But Grayman's insult makes a good point, though.
What did he say?
Because Grayman said, "Oh, it sounds awkward, so it's bad." The fact that it's so awkward is perfect because the story is so awkward.
No, you don't get it, bro. The story is bad.
Oh,
Ironic,
I
bro.
could've
That means
worded
it's
it-
good,
I
bro.
could have worded it so much better to make it such a more elegant title while still maintaining that same vibe.
But if
I am
it no,
antagonistic today.
it
I'm
would have
sorry,
been worse
Dragon.
elegant.
You know who else is antagonistic?
that is your opinion.
No, yeah, I'm
sir.
just saying because of the fact that it is literally just a never-ending pile of shit right on Doug's head. If you tried to elegantly frame it, it would make it feel less real. To me.
I guess.
Because
What if
to-
what if
to
the
me,
title
it
was
seems
just
so
"Aw
real."
shit"?
I should have named it that. I
Okay,
should have
okay.
named it that.
Okay, now that would have been better.
English
I
major
can agree,
here
that
says
would've
that
been
Aussie.
better.
I really
Aw,
like it, but I'd love to
shit.
hear what you name it now.
Aw,
Honestly,
shit.
all shit is pretty fucking good.
Listen, I think okay,
Save it, Hedgehog.
Miceman,
Save it.
New
Miceman,
story. Another story.
You
you've
can
come
have
up
that one
with
for free.
you've come up
Thank
with
you,
the
Miceman.
only title that, in my opinion, could beat this one.
Aw, shit.
Because
No, it's
what-
like, "Oh shit."
the reason I was about to say it, because nothing to see here, just a never-ending pile of shit right on my head, sounds like my autobiography.
The only other thing I would have named it though is
I
this
feel that.
fucking sucks. I would have just
Yeah,
named it
this fucking
sucks.
stinks is literally.
This fucking.
No, I wouldn't name it
stinks,
this fucking
yeah.
stinks. I would name it this fucking sucks.
No, I'm just talking about the place that
Yeah,
it's in.
I would have named it this fucking stinks, honestly. Okay. But that is an honest opinion of mine. I did that was one of the titles I handpicked because I knew you guys were gonna say it was King of Titles, and I knew already that I disagreed.
Man, that's a major upset.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I
Damn.
forgot that Aussian's also an English major, so
yeah,
there's
that's right.
4
That also
English
is also
majors
English
present.
major. Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking
Five of you,
surrounded.
not
including
getting any
Mice-
more
no,
pretentious.
There's 4 including Miceman. There's 4 including Miceman because there's me, Caroline, that Aussie, and Miceman.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next title needs a little bit of explanation because
King of Titles.
I feel like you guys need what it actually says in order to
Titles.
understand what it means. Oh, dude, that was going to grad school for English. I never got to grad school. Holy shit.
Oh, rad. Congrats.
So is there anyone in
Nice.
this call right now who solved this title?
I mean, I technically
No.
didn't.
This is the
but I did.
solvable
I
Which one is
title?
this?
This is the first episode of Arc 2.
Oh yeah.
You did? I figured Aedrah did. Aedrah, do you want to take us through how you solved this title? Because I'm pretty drunk. I'll be the demonstration.
Pretty drunk.
I'll be the
Yeah,
demonstration. You
sure.
can tell me
Can
what
we-
to
Can we
do.
not open websites that have our address on them
No,
this
we
time?
will not. We were opening Crypty, and that is the only thing we were opening.
I still have that one
You can't
saved.
type.
Sure. Let me open it. Let's
And
see.
don't worry, I don't have any of like the surrounding stuff. I only have the actual website, and I'm not going to anything that has our information on it.
Okay.
Wait.
Ooh, an
Where?
Amazon credit card?
Where did this one go? I could have sworn this was
Edge
in the thing.
credit card.
Hedge credit
Hold on.
card?
Holy Hedge
Me-
credit card, Miceman.
They
very
have the
exciting.
balls.
Also,
to
I will
give
tell
her-
you guys in advance. I am keeping in mind that this title was encoded in my ranking of it. I don't.
Wait,
Dude,
so
King of
so
Titles.
hold on. So you're
I
the
want you
title
guys to
is
know.
not
I want you guys to know what the title actually is because that also has to do with it. But both the fact that it was encoded and the actual title itself.
okay. So
I
you're
kept
not
it right.
ranking the encrypted, or you're not ranking the decrypted title. You're ranking the encrypted title.
No, I'm ranking it on both merits.
Well, that's what I mean. The encrypted
Yes.
title, as in it includes the encoding process.
Yes, it includes the fact that it was a code in the first place.
Okay.
Then
I thought
don't
I
get
had
it.
gotten this, but I don't see it
Happy
on
birthday
my
to Mr.
chart
Hedge,
anywhere.
doxing herself.
Wait, hold on. I'll grab it because I probably.
Because
couldn't
Dragon knows how to
figure
do it, I'm pretty sure, if Aedrah doesn't. But I figured Aedrah probably did, and I want to see if Aedrah did before I just defaulted to Dragon. Tell us how to solve it.
To be fair,
I had thought I
didn't-
did.
To be fair, I don't remember having solved this one, but I know that you.
I might have told you how to solve this one.
Well,
Dragon, but...
because I know which one this is.
No, wait. I remember Dragon. I remember you solving it and then coming to me with it.
Maybe I did.
Because it was the first time that I had really done like a code thing back at you.
Well, maybe I did.
The reason, by the way, guys, the reason I started encoding titles was because Dragon, early on in our relationship, and sometimes still does, but to a lesser degree now since we live together, he used to send me code videos where it would be a weird visual. Sometimes there would be codes in the video, but the title was always encoded and there was always codes in the description. And I learned a lot about codes specifically because I had to brute force my way through these fucking videos. Because Dragon never told me how to solve any of them. He'd give me hints, but he never told me how to solve them. So I literally learned about codes because Dragon made me. And I thought it was a clever idea, so I started including it in my videos.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that so much effort went into this title makes it a king of titles.
Let's solve it first, and then Aedrah, do you have any idea, or do you want Dragon or me to go through it?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, cool. This one's actually pretty simple. So let's. I'm gonna go to my website so I can.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. Okay. Yeah, I do remember.
Let me just copy the title.
Because it's multi-part.
Yes.
It's multi-part.
Well, kind of.
Well, I
The
just mean,
arena art.
it's fragmented. It's not. You can't solve it all at once.
Okay, so so tell me what to do. I've copied it into Crypty.
Yep. So paste it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go to. That is not how the title is formatted in the title. If you go to the story.
Go to the actual story.
Oh.
Yeah, it actually is more properly encrypted, or more properly.
Oh, it didn't include the tildes in the.
You
think I originally
forgot
had
the
stuff.
Yeah.
tildes.
Well, I'm saying to demonstrate for the
Ill
audience,
will
it will be
go
better.
I will
tildes.
create the spaces.
She was hiding the tildes under her tongue the whole
on the YouTube
time.
video-
There's my car keys.
On the YouTube video, I believe there are tildes. Maybe.
It's funny
But
because
there
Hedgehog
might not be
doesn't
with
get
this one.
it.
This one might just be X's. But
There was on the YouTube. There was
Hunter X,
not. It
Hunter
was
odd
just
title.
X's. But the reason I'm saying put the spaces in is because it
just
will
to
make it more
demonstrate.
apparent.
Yes. Okay.
Because the X's are in fact just spaces. They're not. They don't mean anything.
Indeed.
Because the words are between the capital X's.
Yep. Okay.
So if you go to Caesar Cipher 21,
21.
21.
the first two words say in which. Right?
In which
oh,
Oppo,
man.
Zugiglu.
But I was
I
gonna say,
saw
but I
this the
think
other
that's
day.
actually it's because you went backward.
I went backwards.
Yeah, because it's -5.
Yep. It's
So,
negative.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So it's -5. So
Yep.
it's in which. Then you go
Hold on,
to.
I'm gonna put this on the next line so we can just see it.
Yeah, this one's definitely going under I don't get it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And
it's
I'm also gonna put
-5.
this here because that's there too. Okay, and then what's next, Dragon? This should be pretty easy for you to figure
Yeah,
out.
because I know it's 518, right?
Yes, it is.
Because
5.8.
it should be 5, but it's -1.
It's -1.
But that doesn't.
Yes, it does. If you look at my screen, you'll see. Actually,
In
No,
which
but there's a
sits
word
down.
that's wrong.
no, there isn't.
Oh, that's right, because it's in which sh
Yep.
and then it's broken. It's not broken on the spaces. That's
Yeah.
right. So yeah, in which
In
she
which
sits
down.
down, and then if you go to -8, with her creation.
Oh,
So the title
this is a good title.
in which she sits down with her creation, but incorporates the 518, which is a very common number.
That
in the
is
Edie
used
Valley
throughout
world.
all of Edie Valley. So the title is
Another in which, says Caroline.
none other which. That also says I solved this one by hand. I think with help or some kind of support from Rose.
Yeah, because there was the whole return when people were rereading.
Yep. 518 to 413 is to 413. Indeed. Yes, 413 is a very common number used in Homestuck. I decided to do the same thing
Oh,
and
yeah?
use 518. It is a very important number, but I will not tell you why, and you probably will all never know. Actually, you might if you look in specific places.
Hedgehog's Homestuck references shine ever through.
So the actual title is in which she sits down with her creation.
So, because it's in which she sits down with
Isn't
her
that
creation.
the textbook number from the Smut chapter? It is indeed the textbook number from the Smut chapter.
God damn it! It always comes back to the sex one.
Yeah.
Dude, he made it to the sex
We
one.
made it to the sex one!
It always comes back to the sex one.
Dude,
Hedgehog
that
said it
truly
wasn't
is the
vampire
funny sex
porn.
number.
It is the funny sex number. 518 is the
Okay,
focus
but
X
if
factor.
the title was just in which she sits down with her creation,
I
I'd
love the sex
probably
one,
put
thank
it
you,
in
that
This
was good.
Fucking Stinks, because she said she doesn't like the in which ones, and it's really boring, and it tells you everything. But the fact that it's encoded with the 518, I know she's proud of.
Yeah, king of titles for sure.
Does
I
it
don't
bump
get
it
it.
up that much, though?
I mean, like, this had to be like the first time she did something like that, right?
This
I'd be
is-
really proud
I
of
will.
that.
I will tell you, this is the first time I did something like that in Edie Valley. Actually, no. I think it is the first time I did something like that. Period. Because I did.
You
I
hadn't done the
technically-
ARG
Yeah,
yet.
I uploaded that episode. So I counted on the website as the first episode of Arc 2, but I actually uploaded it right before my break, where I did the ARG. By the way, Grayman, this is not necessary, but if you go on my website once you're done with Arc 1, if you go under that one summer, it's an ARG I did. I have it followed along. You can follow along with exactly what happened during it on the
Yeah.
website. So
I heard about that.
okay, cool. But it's I have it very conveniently laid out exactly what happened. It's not necessarily important to Edie Valley, but it is important in general. So there you
Okay.
go. So there you go. Hedgehog is going to hire actors to perform the sex one live on stream when she reaches enough donations here. It's so true. If I reach $10,000, I will get Mizu and Alamis to enact it live.
Why those two specifically?
Because they're the
Those
voice
two.
actors for Cindy and Marcel if I ever do a full cast recording. They're the voice
Interesting.
actors.
I don't know if either of them would be okay.
Yes,
with
that's
this.
why I said $10,000 because I'll never get that much.
All right, someone, you know what to do.
$10,000.
Ruin two people's lives.
Do
Drop
it.
10K.
Hedge, how many secret pages of Mame Cerebrum have we not discovered yet? One.
On the website?
On the website.
Two.
No,
One.
one.
Two.
No, somebody's discovered the other one that you're thinking of.
What?
Wait, which one do you think I'm thinking of? Well, don't say that, but
You want me to DM you?
yeah. Which one do you think I'm thinking of? Because I don't think anyone has found it.
Clickety clickety clack clack clack
I
clack.
No, that's not at all what I'm thinking
Oh,
of.
what are you thinking of?
Oh.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, there are two. There are two. I forgot about that
I was gonna say,
one.
there's not a chance anyone has, because the way
Oh,
to find
shit,
it is
fuck,
so obscure.
my screen was on. Fuck.
What?
L
Fuck.
L
Don't worry
L
about it.
L
Don't worry
seven
about it.
seven seven L L L.
Did you
And
just
now
Hi
we all
Discord.
know.
Hi
Showed
Hedge
it.
Discord.
You are literally so bad at this.
Fuck, it's
You are
okay,
so
it's just-
drunk right
it's-
now.
I'm-
You're so
listen,
fucking drunk.
Listen, I'm so drunk.
She's wasted.
I'm sorry.
All right, somebody get a screenshot
Why
of that
are,
and
why are
post a
you
link to it in
screen sharing
chat,
and not
please.
application sharing?
Listen, all I saw was
because it was
D.
easy. Yeah.
G.
Kerbal,
is why you
Kerbal,
don't
post a
need
link
share
to
on
the
stream.
screenshot,
Listen,
please.
shut up. It's fine. It's fine.
Busted. Gonna have to
It's
cut it
fine.
out, Hedge. Cut it out the
I'm
stream.
not. Yeah. I'll do it later.
Well, there was an actual way to find that, so go nuts, I guess, everyone.
Yep. No one is ever gonna find that anyway.
That was
Who
kind of the
cares?
point.
I know.
That was kind of the whole
I know.
whole point.
I know. Sorry. That's
Rip.
why.
I don't
that's
even
why
remember
when
what
I
we were
messaged
talking
you, I
about.
didn't use the actual name of the page.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me
He
for
was
not
already
thinking
thinking far ahead.
But there's
it
still
would be projected
okay.
live.
Now there's still one that isn't found yet.
Cool. Well, now there's one.
I'm sorry. I'm really drunk. I apologize.
That's so.
It's
funny.
just a joke page, so it's not like it's that really big of a deal.
Yeah,
Hedgehog.
there's not actually.
Yeah,
anything
Dog
There's nothing on
gallery.
There's nothing on there, so it's fine. I found it. It was in your DMs. It's true, Gerbil. Okay.
All along.
What do you guys actually think of this title, though?
I don't get it.
Okay, first encrypted title. It was encrypted with a 518 scheme, but it was an in which title.
You guys are way overthinking this. It's an encrypted title. I don't get it. Right? Like, am I crazy for thinking this? Like, I don't get it. Right?
Well, you don't get it.
Well,
I
no,
said.
he's making the joke that you can't possibly understand what the
Oh.
title is because it's encrypted.
Oh.
Exactly. It's not a pun. Like, that's the point. You see it and you don't get it. You got to figure it out.
Miceman, but I think you're literalizing too much of the ranking system. It's not literally titles you don't get. it's just like the D
It's
tier.
not.
No, it's the D tier. I just named it.
Well, then why
They
is
just-
it not labeled
They
D
just
tier?
the 5 tiers have funny names, but that's not literally what
They mean.
they mean. Like you don't.
When
have
it comes to
not
tier list,
get
I
it.
would never give a tier a funny name. I keep it serious. Right,
Miceman,
Dragon?
Miceman, what about
Fucking
Schnasty?
Nerd.
What about Schnasty?
You're fucking
You're a
nerd.
fucking
Nerd.
nerd,
Nerd.
Hedgehog is so
Nerd.
mean.
Yeah,
Nerd.
I'm really drunk. I'm having one more full shot, and then I'm gonna switch to sips.
Well, if it's not literally I don't get it, then I guess it would probably be in King of Titles.
Is that what
Yeah.
everybody thinks?
If you're wrong, I'm gonna fucking fuck, you know?
You're gonna whatting what?
I got fucking fuck.
Fucking.
All right, is everybody in agreement? It is a King of Titles.
I don't know if I'd go that high, but it feels like everyone else is saying King. So
I'm actually kind of sitting on either either W or title, but more W.
Well,
Fucking-
we've got Kings in the chat. We've got Kings in the VC. I think that even if even if me and
Me man.
even if me and Aedrah both didn't say King, I think we're still outnumbered.
Yeah, we're outnumbered.
Although that ASEAN is on W.
What is your?
But again,
final-
even
I
if me and
mean-
Aedrah said W, we'd still be outnumbered. So I
you
think
guys are going with King.
people are going with King.
I think King.
Okay.
I would have put it a little lower if it was
Same.
up to me personally.
Are you good? Is that the final?
It has to be. Yep.
I am taking
guess
one more
so.
shot.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
King.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
good, everyone.
Ah, see, you see what I mean? Fucking, I'm so fucking right.
I
all
was
the
with
time.
you, Aedrah. I thought it was W.
That is my last
All right,
full shot.
all right, yeah.
I'm not gonna be
You
saying
want to
that
give
for that
us?
one.
You want to give us your thought process,
Woo!
Hedgehog?
I
So it
flipped my thought.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm good. I just choked on that one a bit. That is gonna be my
Ooh.
last full shot though.
Yeah.
So it isn't in which title, but it is also an encoded title, and it is the 518, and very few people actually solved it. So that's why it's a King of
It's your
Titles.
ultimate title.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
your
good. I
ultimate
literally
title.
just choked on it.
Okay.
Also, I did definitely solve that at one point. I just forgot where I put it.
No, I figured because I remember you messaging me about it when you did.
Mhm.
Because I know usually when it comes to the coded titles, it's usually Aedrah, Dragon, and Madam that solve them. Sometimes Rose and Caroline, but usually just the 3 of those guys. I would love it if more people tried to solve my code titles because usually they tell
Please.
you way more than they should.
Okay, for those of you that haven't solved her titles, please solve her titles.
I also
please
do want to
try.
say there is I mentioned this in the Q&A. There is still a 7th monologue that has not been found.
Yeah, you mentioned it. On
Hedgehog,
the quiz,
please
too.
stop. Please stop mentioning it. I'm already going insane. And you won't give us any hints, so I'm going even more insane.
Well, I will give you a hint. The
No, hold on,
the hint I will give is that the web page that she flashed on screen on Discord is not correct.
No, it is not correct. It is not.
I
That's
mean,
my hint.
I
Don't
kind
look
of
there.
figured. I
What
kind of
The
figured.
only thing I will say is that I've given you more hints than you thought I have.
Oh
all
no,
I'll
I
say.
wholeheartedly believe that. I'm just stupid.
I think that's 8. I think that's 7. But the coding is just one long game to drive Aedrah insane. It's so true.
I wouldn't.
I
been the
I
honestly,
plan
wouldn't
from the
doubt it.
beginning.
honestly, I sometimes do encode my titles just because I know Aedrah will try to solve them. Literally, when I made the 7th monologue, I was like, Aedrah's gonna struggle with this one so much. I'm really sad that Dragon had to be a part of it because I would have had so much fun watching him struggle to find
Yeah,
out.
fuck you, Dragon. How dare you be a
Fucked
part
up.
of it?
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
Dragon.
Listen,
Give it a
listen,
kid.
for reasons everyone but Grayman knows, Dragon had to be a part of that one.
Yeah, I kind of listen. Yeah.
Bake had to be a part of that one.
Well, I was gonna say the problem is that like she actually
Madam.
can't talk to Bake. Only I can.
Hello, madam.
Yeah, only Dragon can talk about it.
Because-
Madam, you want to join the call and help us with the last 8 of them, 9 of them?
Because Bake blocked her on all social media. So
Yeah,
I have to
I-
get rid of them.
Yeah, Bake won't talk to me anymore.
Come, madam.
Madam,
Madam,
come to the
come.
chat. Come to the voice chat. Join us. Yeah, sure. Awesome. I've had like 7 shots, madam. I'm fucking in the bag.
Wait, yeah. Have you been keeping track at all? Of
I
which
think
ones
it's
you're
I
getting
think
right
it's 7.
It's either 7 or 8.
It's either 7 or 8.
I'm
Hi,
out.
oh my god, hi!
Hi.
I came.
Hello.
You've come. I knew you would
came.
come, but you've come.
You've come.
Okay, I have to sit out on this next title because I will always argue for this to be King of Titles.
Yeah, Aedrah will
And
do the
also-
results
You
on
love
this.
Let me
Persona,
figure out where I
Orpheus.
actually put this one.
And also because I did rewrite the entire thing.
I do have to give Aedrah credit because I have a funny story about this title, or this
So
story
what's
in
the
general.
full title?
Is that yes, Orpheus
Oh, it-
and the Speedrunners is the full title.
Oh my goodness.
So I wrote that story for a class originally for my second workshop class I took in college. I took 2 workshop classes in college. I wrote for the second one, and so usually I put all my stories, even if I write them for class, I usually put them all in original fiction, my little folder I have for them. But this one I just put in my school folder, and I didn't realize I had just put it in my school folder. And so, like, a year later after I graduated college, I said, I was cleaning out my files, and I said, oh, this is my school folder. I didn't delete that. I don't need anything in that anymore. And the story was in there. So I lost the text
Oopsies.
for it entirely. I had obviously uploaded the vocals, so that was still there, but I lost the text. Aedrah, one night, got super high and fucking, like absolutely
I rewrote the entire
beamed
thing.
in and
I transcribed it.
transcribed the entire thing for me, and I'm so thankful to them. It's their transcription with a couple of word corrections from me that is on the website now, and I do credit them on the website for that. So thank you,
Yeah.
Aedrah.
I still don't know how that happened. I was like, oh yeah, Orpheus and the Speedrunners, let's read through it. Wait, I can't. And then like 3 hours had passed and I was sitting at a complete transcription.
That's why I love getting high sometimes.
It happens sometimes.
It just happens.
Yeah.
sometimes. All right, well, you guys talk
Yeah.
about this title. I'm gonna pee. Inevitably, since I've had like half this
Piss?
bottle, I'm gonna have to pee a couple times in the next hour. So
But Aedrah, I love that it just reads like a shit post, like, oopsies, accidentally transcribed all of Orpheus and the Speedrunners, teehee.
That's
Yeah,
Google
but
search,
genuinely-
help I accidentally translate or
Yeah,
transcribed an
it's-
entire story.
Me when I
Dumb.
I hate it when this
translate.
happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, F, worst title.
Orpheus and the Speedrunners, it's kind of a play on the myth, yeah? Am I crazy?
Well, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they
what
also,
do you think-
What other Orpheus would she be referring
Well, I'm
to?
just trying to
Persona.
say, like, do you think that would earn a point in Hedgehog's book
well,
for
I was
that?
gonna say, to be fair, that's more. It's less so about the myth itself, and more so about the fact that all of the speedrunners have names that are like Pythagoras and Orpheus.
Yeah, like ancient
and-
Greece.
Is this a fucking AU about the Greek
Lovelace.
gods?
No. No,
Grayman,
think
you should
SAO,
read
but
the
actually
story.
good.
Yeah, the
Oh,
ones
maybe I
written
will.
in
one
SAO,
day.
but
Yeah, think SAO,
SAO,
but
but
speedrunners.
good.
SAO, but good. Holy shit.
Yeah, SAO, but speedrunners and good.
But good.
Well, SAO, but good already exists, and it's written by a different guy, so...
I mean, yeah, obviously.
SEO, but good too.
Yeah, if SAO but good is so good, why isn't there an SAO but good too?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
this is SAO, but good
there
as
is.
written by Hedgehog.
SEO, but even better.
Exactly.
Log Horizon?
Oh?
okay.
Hedgehog would have laughed at that. It's a
What-
shame
what
she
would I-
wasn't here.
What would I've laughed at?
They said
Don't say
SAO, but even better, and I said Log Horizon.
Yes! Yes!
No need to yell, Hedgehog, jeez.
Listen, I'm not in any control of my
Dude, no need to raise your voice, man.
Yeah, you're
Also,
scaring me.
bye, Julius Caesar. Bye.
Yeah, I suppose this is probably the most drunk most of you have seen me.
Hey, Julius Caesar, it's 4 in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
If you're sleepy, bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sleepy.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, Sleepy. If you want to hear how Hedgehog would have improved Sword Art Online, you can find him. It's true! I tried to improve Sword Art Online. I think I succeeded. At least a little bit. I made a video.
Yeah,
about it.
of course you did. You wrote Orpheus and the Speedrunners.
It's
Of course
true.
you improved SAO.
It's true, I did. Okay. What?
It's
so
not
what,
hard to improve SAO.
You know what? That's
Heyo!
Heyo, you're not
Circle
wrong.
says there's even a part 2. There's a part 3 too.
And a 4 and 5,
Good night,
6,
good night, Julius. Thanks for.
Anyway, I think this is probably going to go in kind of clever.
I was gonna say the same thing actually.
Really? I think because she has such a disdain for basic titles, I thought I was going to put it lower.
Does she have a disdain for basic titles?
Okay, well, to be fair, she said that.
Have
and then
you
it has
seen
not
her titles?
Followed along.
Yeah.
Well, madam, the whole thing that you've missed out on is that she's been
Lying.
By the way, the list
Lying.
that we're looking at is
Lying.
not the list. We're looking at is
Gaslight,
not
gatekeep,
correct.
girl
Girl
boss.
boss.
The
Thank
list
you.
we're looking at is the list that we guessed, not the
No,
list
not girl
that
boss,
she
just
guessed.
gaslight gatekeep.
So keep in mind that these are not in
Damn.
the correct spots, and a lot of the ones that we thought were good were not good, and the ones that we thought were bad were great. So she's just been kind of all over the place, which is why we're making
Damn,
so
you
many
guys-
allusions to such.
But still, they've gotten
You
more
guys
than I
kind of
thought.
suck, huh?
They have
Yeah,
gotten
we're like
7
3
right.
over.
They've gotten 7 right.
I still think
3.
it's 8.
It might be
8.
8. The guys have gotten 8 right, so I'm officially switching to sips because they got 8 right.
See, we're not that bad. We don't
Yeah, you're
suck
not
as
that
much
bad.
Yeah,
as
I
you
figured they'd
think
only
we
get
do.
5, so yeah, I'm pretty in the bag.
You proud of me now?
I'm very proud of you, Miceman.
Yeah, so I'm sitting this one out because I will always fight for this to be king of titles.
I think that Hedge, that it's a slightly boring title. I think that Hedge isn't necessarily like, she doesn't dislike the story, but this isn't one of those stories that really has a lot.
Oh, she's not super attached.
Yeah. I think with all of that said, she probably put it low.
What's the final say?
I think it's got the whole myth thing going on, but it's also like modern, right? Because it's got the word speedrunners, and that's a really
But it's
modern thing.
It's not about. I don't necessarily think it's about the myth as much as you're.
I don't think
reading
it is
Well, then
either.
why-
from what I've heard.
It's
Well, 'cause
it's
everyone's
an
name-
odyssey. It's a journey, right? It's this guy going on a journey of discovering new friends. Right?
Nah,
That's
it's
the
just
whole
some
plot.
jackass.
Nah, she just
failing
named
at a
the
game so
characters
hard.
all like Pythagoras and Orpheus and Lovelace and shit.
Yeah,
just
we
for
got
fun.
No
Ren
meaning
Ren.
behind those at all.
Yeah, there's no meaning behind
Oh,
them.
no
yeah.
meaning behind
Yeah.
those at all.
I think it's an uncommon hedge W.
I think that for if you're basing it off title alone, I think that's crazy talk. Crazy talk.
We're not basing it off title alone, are we?
Well, that's what we were supposed to be doing, but apparently not.
We haven't been doing that for a while now.
Okay, so here's my story. Like when I saw, like, cause I've been looking forward.
I
to
was
this one
born in
because just-
1957.
I was born. Shut the fuck up. But just, I thought the whole time that the title was just Orpheus, but I figured, it couldn't be just Orpheus, right? Because
Yeah.
that's fucking stupid. But,
So true.
Hedgehog
but-
sweating profusely.
but I think Orpheus and the Speedrunners has like a nice ring to it, and also like with all that history and like with all that effort that Aedrah like put into it and everything, I'd say it's kind of clever.
I'm with Grayman.
I can settle on kind of clever. I don't think it gets any higher than that.
Is that the final say for everybody then?
Well, if Aedrah's abstaining, because
Miceman?
otherwise it would be king
I
of titles.
say it's uncommon HW, but I have been outvoted pretty
Okay.
much. So
Overruled.
Okay.
Yeah, Gerbil and Aedrah both say king.
Okay. So that's the final answer for everybody?
Yep.
Miceman was right. If
Yep.
if y'all
Aw,
listen to
damn.
Miceman, I would have taken like 2 more shots or 3 more shots because it is an uncommon hedge W.
man, yet another
Damn.
day of Miceman being right. Nobody listening to him.
Hey,
Miceman
I
is
tried to listen to
Cassandra
Miceman
of
once,
this
and he was
call.
wrong.
True.
So
Aedrah shouldn't have abstained.
Hey.
It would have tided us upward.
So the reason why it's uncommon hedge W is why Miceman said and why Grayman said is because it has a nice ring to it and because it really combines a mythological approach with a modern approach, and I think that lends the title a lot of intrigue. And I think it's a title that makes people think, "Oh, I wonder what this story is about.
Yeah,
Why
I wanna
would
read
you
it."
include a mythological character and then mention speed running? How does that?"
Well,
have
I
anything
think
to
you're
do with
wrong,
each
so
other?
you should drink anyway.
I'm not doing
Kill
that.
yourself.
Oh, madam, if that was the way that this went, she'd be 4 more shots in. Wait, yeah, hold on. What was the big upset? It was, we put Nothing to See Here, just a never-ending pile of shit right on my head and King of Titles,
It's
and she
fucking
put it in This
stinks.
Fucking
This fucking
Stinks.
stinks.
Well, yeah, it's a shit title.
It,
What do you
thank you,
expect?
madam. Thank you, madam. It is a shit title.
Yeah, no, it has shit in the title. That's very different.
Also, Caroline, to fit in with the subject of mythology, Miceman is the Cassandra of the stream. That's, yeah, I just said that and I got drowned out. Yes, Miceman is the Cassandra of the stream, truly. Miceman
exactly.
And
knows
I
me
said
better
the
than
one
any
time
of
I tried
you.
to listen to him, I was
Exactly,
wrong.
Dragon, you should be ashamed.
I think the last time I listened to Miceman, he brought along a turret, and we all died.
That was forever ago. I'm ashamed.
Okay.
And I haven't listened to you since.
Dude, listen, the last time I listened to Miceman, he was doing his Marvin the Martian impression.
All
Very
right.
racist.
We've
We've got 8 left. Let's get through it quick. So, time to form the Scooby Gang. Again, derivative much? For Grayman's information, I named it named a title.
You named it?
Shut up. I named a title in the
You
first
named
arc,
it?
Time to Form the Scooby Gang. And in arc 3, I named a title, Time to Form the Scooby Gang, again in parentheses, derivative much in separate parentheses.
Okay, I'd put that pretty high up. I don't know exactly how high, but that's a pretty high one.
That is a
Uncommon
Hedgehog
W?
is smug title.
It is a pretty Hedgehog is smug title. I can
And
definitely
so
see
far,
her
the
like
Hedgehog is
smiling to
smug
herself.
titles have been high.
Yeah.
But she's giggling and she's drunk, so it's probably this fucking stinks.
I'm just gonna giggle at everything you guys
It has
say.
so much personality though,
the
but the
thing
dog
is-
one did
The
too.
thing is, you can't read into anything I say anymore because I'm.
Yeah, no,
fucking
she's way too
wasted.
drunk.
I'm way
She's a
too drunk.
fucking
Alright,
pendulum, dude. You
She's
can't
freaking
read her.
wasted,
It's
bro.
impossible to read.
Thank you. Thank you. I need to get drunk more often when we play Among Us. So Dragon can't read me anymore.
Yeah.
I know it'll be her ace in the hole.
Yeah.
This stinks because Hedgehog doesn't like Scooby Doo.
Incorrect.
No,
Scooby-Doo is one of my favorites.
Listen.
But
here's,
also-
no, hold on. I need to say this
Okay,
because I was
fine.
about to say it anyway.
Fine.
Here's why I would put this low. It makes me angry because it's not a Scooby Doo reference. She says it's a Buffy the Vampire reference.
It is. It's a Buffy the
What?
Vampire Slayer reference because the whole fandom.
Because the
calls
fandom calls
the
them
main
the Scooby
characters
Gang.
The Scooby Gang.
That's
But it's-
stupid.
But the Scooby Gang is the Scooby Gang.
But no,
It's
Dude, it's a
Scooby-Doo.
reference to
It's a
something
reference-
referencing Scooby.
Exactly. It's a reference to a reference, which makes it so fucking clever.
No.
Yes!
Actually, the
very clever.
Scooby Gang is called Mystery Inc.
Yeah, exactly.
have a name.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Caroline. It's a Buffy reference. They're the Scoobies. Thank you.
A Buffy reference absolutely fucking stinks. Awful.
Scooby
zero.
Doo, this shit.
It's
But-
a Scooby reference.
Okay,
I
but
don't know how
if
to tell you this,
you're
Hedgehog.
making a reference to a fandom that was making a reference to a show, you're making a reference to the show.
No. Okay, we're not talking about this right now. What do you think about the title?
That's why it's in this fucking stinks.
Why do you think
But
about
this
the
is
title?
W.
But this is important, Hedgehog.
Listen, we're deliberating the meaning behind the title.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna stay out of it then. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Go
All right,
bed.
night night.
Go bed.
Go bed.
Honk shoe.
Miceman, cover your eyes. There's geese near here.
Ah!
Alright, what do you guys
Oh,
think
shut up.
about
What was that
Oh,
Don't hiss at
sound?
me.
Techno Rave says, "Whose birth? Is it Hedgehog's birth?"
Me! It's my birth! I'm old. I'm too old.
Things just start getting really depressing. I'm old, and then like drunk Hedgehog just slowly like
Starts
curls up
crying.
in a
Starts
ball in a chair.
crying.
Just like head down on desk, sobbing. You can't hear it, but you can see it.
No, I'm with people, so I'm fine. As soon as I get alone, I'll start crying, but I'm with people, so I'm happy.
Everybody leave real quick.
Yeah, everyone leave the call.
Yeah, I'm really glad I'm not taking any more shots. Holy shit.
Yeah, you told me to cut you off. I'm cutting
No,
you off.
listen. I'm proud of myself that
Didn't
I
have
knew.
to cut me
I'm
off.
proud of myself that I knew to cut myself off. Because it
Wow,
means
Hedgehog,
that
you're so
listen,
brave.
Listen, I might be a terrible drunk, but at the very least, I would never drive when I'm drunk because I know I can't drive right now.
Me
But that's when
looking
you
for
have the
some-
most fun.
No!
Like Justin
Looking for
Timberlake.
something fun to
No,
do.
I would
It's
get
not
into an
drunk
accident.
drivers, it's
Listen,
drunk crashers that are the
listen,
problem.
I have
Exactly.
no depth perception. I would get into an accident within 2 minutes of being
Holy
by
shit,
the wheel. I just go,
relatable, dude. I need glasses
It's
for
first
real.
time drunk drivers that make repeat drunk drivers like myself look bad.
Exactly.
okay, the title!
Statistically speaking, you'll get better at it.
God damn it, guys. The title.
Or you'll
The title.
die.
The title.
Also,
W.
don't listen to anything any of us just said, guys, by the way.
The title.
Please don't drink
please.
and
The
drive.
title.
What do you guys
No,
think,
listen,
W?
I understand what you're saying, but this is important to say to the chat. We
This
are
fucking
making a joke.
sucks.
She is drinking responsibly.
Yes.
Please do not drink
I
and
am at
drive.
my house. I am not going anywhere. After this is done, I'm going to do my dad's hangover cure, which only works for us because we have specific genes. I'm going to drink a whole 8-ounce glass of water,
Damn.
and then I'm going to go to bed.
Guys, did
Yum.
you know that it's a hedgehog family gene that staying hydrated is good for you?
No, literally,
What?
listen. My dad and I both don't get hangovers. I won't, but I could even have like 4 more shots and I won't get a hangover. As
Oh,
long
you
as,
too?
Yeah, as long as I drink a full glass of water before bed, I don't get a hangover.
Hedgehog,
Oh,
you are
I
snorting
I
that
thought I was
opium
the
right
only
now.
one.
No, it's a hedgehog family trait. My dad also does not get hangovers. My mom does,
Hedgehog,
but my
you're
dad
part
does
of the
not get
hedgehog
hangovers.
family?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Aedrah is my son, so you know.
Stop being my mother.
It's the Irish in her, yes.
Damn it.
Caroline, it's true. Listen, Aedrah, all the rest of the sugar boys are Dragon's kids, but my adopted children. But Aedrah became a sugar boy after it was official that Dragon and I were dating, so Aedrah is our biological son in the lore.
This is lore.
This is
everyone.
lore. This is
This
This
is
is
the lore.
crazy
And also
lore.
it's
And I
very-
keep
It's very funny because Aedrah, like the rest of the sugar boys are just aspects of Dragon's personality, but Aedrah is a combination of both of our personalities. It's very
and it
funny.
keeps happening.
It keeps
and
happening.
it keeps happening.
They have to keep saying "get out of my head" to both of us.
Get out of my head. Get out of my
Get
head.
out of my head.
Yeah, like
Get out of my head,
this.
get out of my head,
Like
get out of my head,
this.
get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my
Okay.
head.
And then tomorrow something will happen with Dragon and I.
Yes. Yes. Okay. The title.
That's how it goes.
The title. I'm really drunk. The title.
W.
This fucking sucks.
Yeah, because she's so snarky about it. It's W.
Okay, we have 2
Derivative.
W's and 1 fucking 6. What does Grayman say?
I said W.
W.
I've been
Okay.
saying W this
So it's
whole
just
time.
sorry. Alright.
Listen, we've all been
Okay.
pretty much in
It's
W,
W,
except for Miceman.
but Miceman. Okay. So let me see. Let me double check. Yes, it is a W.
That's what I thought.
I'm gonna take a
I
tiny little
stand by
sip.
what I said.
Please
Why
do
don't-
not
why-
take any more shots.
It has nothing to do with the actual
Take a drop.
speaking.
I'm Miceman. I'm with you.
I
but
didn't even drink.
I'm based off of
Thank
what
you.
I'm just
she's
gonna.
saying,
I
not
put like
what
a. I
we're
put like an
saying.
1/8 of a shot in this cup, and I'm just gonna take tiny little sips of the rest of it until.
You should divide it by half every time.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm just
Get
taking
infinitely
tiny little
small.
sips of the glass. That is already
It's
full.
crazy that you guys
Yeah.
argued about that because they're literally called Mystery Inc. Nobody's ever called them
It's
the Scooby
true.
Gang.
It's so
I
true.
call them
Thank
the
you,
Scooby
madam.
Gang.
Thank you, madam.
Madam, I was with you on the first half, but saying no one has ever called them the Scooby Gang is crazy.
No one important.
Not important.
No one whose opinion matters.
I'm important. My opinion matters.
No, it doesn't. Fuck off.
Anyway, next.
All right, taking it back. This is
fucking
an Arc 2
stinks.
story.
This fucking stinks. Boring. Boo.
Yeah, this fucking stinks.
No.
Okay, what?
All right.
So we have 3 for this fucking stinks. 2 for this fucking stinks.
I don't get it.
Which one is it?
Taking it back.
Yeah, it's not very
I don't even
good.
remember which story this is.
This is the one where Cindy goes and destroys the thing.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. I almost had a spoiler, but I stopped myself at the last minute.
Yeah, what thing? Can you
Don't
explain to the
no,
chat?
you know what the thing
You know, the
is.
thing.
Hi,
Yeah,
Yandere
the thing.
Totodile. I'm super fucking drunk. Welcome. This is a great impression. Yandere Totodile is doing a big Higurashi event this month, and I'm participating in it. This is a great impression for me to be pissed drunk on my stream.
Yippee!
Hi. I'm also gonna be involved in their abridged series now. So
Yeah.
hi.
Oh,
If
nice.
you wanna,
Oh, hi.
If you wanna see me voice a super special surprise character in an upcoming episode of Higurashi Abridged, I don't have the hold on. I have the link. I'm gonna turn to my face cam so I don't share my whole fucking direct messages, but I'm gonna share.
Again.
Not again.
Again, I'm gonna share a link in my chat to the abridged series because it is very good.
It's
let
crazy
me-
that you're doing that because you've never done that before.
Shut up. Okay.
She's done
You've
it.
never just showed off your direct messages
I
for
literally
everyone to
did
Madam,
see.
she did it this
I did
stream.
it this stream.
That's
where the
crazy.
Fuck is it?
She was like,
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as the first time you showed Discord.
oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
I
not as
know.
bad as the doxing, but
Yeah, I know.
The doxing. Good
no,
times.
listen,
Or
Madam.
the Natsuki.
There's the link to
Yeah,
Higurashi
the first time,
Abridged.
yeah.
I'm gonna play a super special surprise character in it. Actually, technically 2 super special surprise characters in it. One that I voiced.
You're
in
playing
my own
Benito Mussolini? That is
yes,
a special surprise.
Indeed.
What the
One
fuck?
character that I voiced in my own series, and one that I definitely did not. So go check out the abridged series. there's a lot of really talented people that are doing it. So go check it out. It's really good. And also, for everybody out there, I am doing an interview, which will not be drunk, I promise, next week on the 29th at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be doing an interview. And I will be streaming it to this channel, I'll be streaming it to the analysis channel.
I thought it was the other one.
The analysis channel, as well as Yonder Totodell's Twitch. So go check that out. And you can watch it on my channel too. So
Yeah,
do that.
It's crazy. It's crazy that you're a Higurashi content creator.
I am now a Higurashi content creator. I won't be for long. I have one more video, and then I'm gonna move on to other things. But for the
Do
time
I
being,
have to moderate that one?
no. I mean, you don't have to because it's an unscheduled stream, so don't worry about
God, I don't want to be there.
it. You don't have to.
God,
God,
bunch of
Higurashi
nerds.
sucks.
She's shit-faced, but she's always sober enough to chill.
Yeah. Listen, I like shouting out people who do good things. I like doing that. And they do good things.
Sell out.
So
Sell
we have
out.
next Ace Attorney video. The next Ace Attorney video will be out after this next Higurashi video. Once I'm done with Higurashi, I'm going to do another Ace Attorney video. I'm going to do the second half of the first game. Miceman is very excited to be
Yeah.
Phoenix Road again.
Hell yeah.
We
need
love
more of the
Phoenix
asexual
Wright.
Attorney. Yeah. And Miceman finally, literally, it was really funny because we recorded the episode and then we recorded the scenes, the full scenes, a different day. And Miceman, halfway through the first full scene, said, "Oh, it's like JoJo." And I said, "Yeah." So
Dude, that's such a me moment.
Miceman only started voicing it like JoJo halfway through the actual scenes. So next episode, he did a great job on the first episode, but next episode he'll be amazing and perfect because he knows now that
Yeah,
Ace
Miceman,
Attorney
no
is
pressure.
just
You're gonna be
JoJo.
amazing and perfect.
You're gonna be amazing.
Oh,
and
I
perfect.
will.
No,
I always am.
Miceman,
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference.
also, Grayman, I haven't told you this, but I have a character for you because I know you really like Ace Attorney.
I'm so calm about this. This is
Live on
exciting.
stream,
guys-
Grayman, how do you feel about being Larry Butts?
Oh my god! Dude, he's so mean! He's so
Yeah,
mean!
Dragon played him last chapter because we didn't really have someone to play him. But Grayman wasn't
That's
really involved with the
exciting.
voice acting before then, and Dragon already plays Edgeworth, so he was fine with giving it up. So yeah, and I know you really like Ace Attorney. So
I
figured
would
get you
not bestow butts on just anyone.
It's
Yeah,
true.
you're a
Something
real butts
smells,
kind of
it's
guy.
the gray.
You're a real butts kind of guy.
Yeah.
Real
if-
butts kind of guy.
If
Grayman.
something smells, it's probably
it's
the grapefruit.
probably the grapefruit.
God damn it!
Okay, we're getting really off track. Let's talk about taking it back.
I don't get it.
Fucking
No, I am putting it. I was genuine about it. This fucking stinks.
So we have one for I don't get it. We have one for this fucking stinks. We have 3 more votes. What does Aedrah and Madam and Miceman say?
I said it.
I don't get it.
sucks.
Oh, it
You're
sucks.
fucking bullying me,
Okay,
gerbil.
So we have 2 for this fucking stinks and 2 for I don't get it. What does
Oh,
Aedrah
also,
say?
I don't get it.
Madam,
I
just
don't get
because
it?
apparently there was confusion about this earlier, you do know that these are not like you don't actually have to not get it in order to put it in not get
Yes,
it, right?
it's just the
I know
names
how
of
I
the
know how
things.
tier lists work.
Okay, thank you,
Okay,
Madam.
Yes.
Listen,
Okay,
listen.
wow.
I'm
geez.
just because there was confusion, not
Okay,
naming any
so we
names,
have
but Miceman was
we
really
have 3
confused.
to 2. I don't get it. now that Madam's here, we
Hey,
don't
wait a
do
minute.
tiebreakers. Now that Madam's here, we don't do tiebreakers. So we have 3 to 2. Is everyone in agreement that we put in I don't get it?
I guess. Yeah. Also, people
Yeah.
in chat are saying I don't get it.
People
so.
in the chat are saying I don't get it. Okay. You are correct. I'm taking a tiny little sip.
Nice.
Yay. Good.
Guys,
good
yeah,
we need to
okay.
stop
Common
being
Madam
right.
W.
So I'm curious because this feels like one that you would have put in this fucking stings. So what was keeping it out of this fucking?
It's not
stings?
terrible. It's just okay. The only thing
You
that kept
put
it,
just okay
no,
ones in this.
the only thing that kept it from this fucking stinks is because it is a set of 3 titles. Because it's got tearing it down, taking it back, and building it up. And those are
Oh,
all a
that's
series of
right. I
titles.
forgot that it was a part of the.
Those
other
are
one.
all a series of titles.
Yeah,
and I
I-
like
okay.
doing series of titles, so I put it in. I don't get it.
Yep, I forgot. I forgot about that.
Okay, I am gonna have to pee like 5 fucking times during.
Dude, me too. I'm gonna go pee real quick.
So, the evening after, feel free to deliberate. I'll be right back. If I can make it to the bathroom.
Which one's this
God,
one about? This
please
is
Piss on the floor.
Not piss on the
She's pissing
Piss on the floor. Piss on the floor.
I inherited both my
assert dominance. Piss on the floor.
to quit and my mom's propensity for not barking.
Piss on the floor. Piss on the floor. Why is no one else chanting? I don't.
They're chanting piss on the floor, by the way.
What's this story about again?
Well, so it's not okay, listen. She posited it as the story doesn't matter. It does, but technically it's supposed to just be the title, but it matters. She lied. She just straight up lied.
I can't believe Hedgehog would lie to you. That's crazy.
Yeah,
The
come on,
evening
Hedgehog.
after.
It's an arc. It's an Arc 3 story.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. No, I understand.
And
I know which
Is
one
the
this is.
evening
Yeah.
after the full title?
Yes,
Yes.
the evening after. Yeah, so it was it's technically a part of the other ones because there was Of Celebrations and Invitations, which were the 2 episodes about the party thing,
Yeah.
and then the
Yeah.
evening after was right
No,
after
the evening
that.
after the party.
Yes, the party, the great.
Yeah, she's
whatever
yelling
she's
from-
saying in the background's so true.
She's yelling in the background. It was originally a part of the 3.
So she hates it then.
Yeah.
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 It's alright. It's a fine title.
It is,
It's a
in
perfect-
fact, the story right before Old Friends or How to Justify Spending 5,000 Words on a Game of Dice.
Oh.
That's a.
Which is obviously an S tier
Which-
title.
That one
Yeah,
would
that's
have
an
been King of
S-tier
I was
Titles.
gonna say I specifically didn't include that one in the hand-picked titles because I knew that it was just immediately gonna be a King of Titles pick, which it
That's
was.
an easy dub.
So
Yeah.
so I didn't want to include it because I already have like
Easy
Vision
dub.
Quest, which I knew was gonna be just a free space. So I did include another free space for you. Floor piss arc, let's go. No.
Anyway, what are we
Fart,
thinking?
Evening
piss,
after.
Shit.
Evening after. What tier?
Uh,
Kind of clever.
Yeah, I'd say kind of clever. It's alright. I mean, it's alright. Like, overrated as fuck, in my opinion.
I haven't even read it.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even like the story attached to it, really.
Honestly, I don't like any of
title's
these
fine,
stories.
I guess. Honestly, kind of bad writing.
Wow.
You know what? I'm
thanks.
just gonna say it. Edie Valley sucks.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, why
I
do I
hate
keep coming
all
on
of the
this
characters
show?
in
Guys,
Edie
if
Valley,
you guys
honestly.
hadn't read 150 stories of it, I would actually believe you would cry, but you have read 150 stories of it, so I know you're kidding.
She
Oh,
thinks
that's
I'm
how many
kidding.
stories there are.
She thinks I read it.
Well, because there's like
I've
more
just
than
been guessing this
there's
whole
like
time.
more than there's like more than 60 episodes in the first arc. There's about 30 in the second, and there's about 40 in the third. So that's not quite 150. It's more like 120. Maybe it's 150 with Dosfoot on you. Okay, so
Which is good. You should go read it.
yeah, Dust Flying is great. And I told Grayman where to read it, and there's also a list of the stories on my website now, so you can see the order you should read things in. Okay, so the evening after, what are we thinking?
Kind of clever.
Kind of clever. It's
Kinda
alright.
clever.
Kind of
Yeah,
clever.
Yeah,
kinda
kind of
clever is
clever is
fine.
what I
Okay,
was
everybody
thinking.
says kind of clever.
We're all-
you're-
yeah.
You were all correct. It was kind of clever.
Yay.
Hey, we're starting to
I
nail
think
these.
I think you feel that it's good, but you don't feel insanely strong about it.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's literally just it's fine. Because originally the evening after was a part of the story Old Friends or How to Justify Spending 5,000 Words on a Game of Dice. But then I realized that because I wrote the whole thing as one story. And then I realized that how Old Friends was literally going to be 5,000 words on its own, which usually I aim to make my stories about 3,000 words because that leaves me to about 15 to 20 minutes of story, which I find is the perfect length for the stories because that's enough time for people to get invested and for it to be a nice little story, but not too long that people get bored or get intimidated by the length. Because one of the biggest mistakes I ever made was making Lucius Marcel the fourth story because it is 50 minutes long, and that is too long for a story that early on because a lot
It
of
is
people
the very clear falling off.
a lot of
point.
people drop off at that point. A lot of people drop
Yeah,
off
they're
at
all
that
weak,
point.
Wait,
though.
where do they drop off?
Yeah,
The
you're just
personal
reading
history
out
of Mr.
quitters.
Lucius
Is
Marcel,
basically
part
what
one.
you're doing.
Oh,
Because it's 50 minutes
Oh,
after,
the
like,
real
45 minute
fans
stories.
stick through the hard
Yeah.
parts.
us real fans.
It's true.
Listen, it took me a while, but I did it.
You
I'm
did
so
it,
happy.
and Grayman did it.
I was
and
gonna say, yeah, it was
everybody did
Grayman's falling off point.
Yeah, it was Grayman's falling off point. It was a couple of people's falling off point the first time, especially a couple of my friends, which is why I realized that it was too long. But again, I wrote that story not knowing it was going to be a series. But anyway, yeah, the evening after I ended up separating out because it was too long, and I specifically made the title just kind of okay, just because I didn't want it to overshadow Old Friends in any way, because Old Friends is one of like the first big like Like, because there's a couple of big stories in Arc 3. The first big story in Arc 3 is the time to fucking party. The second big story,
It's a great title.
which
Love
is a great
partying.
title. It would have gone in King of Titles if I had rolled it on the randomizer wheel. But Old Friends is
Wait, but
the
isn't
second.
the time to fucking party? Isn't that the one that wasn't in the playlist?
Accidentally, yes.
So one of the most important stories.
Yes, which is
Arc 3
why
was
which
not
is why
in-
I
Yeah,
panicked.
that confused me pretty
Which
badly
is why I
because
panicked
Hedgehog had
when
to tell me
I
about
realized
that.
it was not in the playlist. 'Cause
Yeah, I
those
was.
support stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but Old Friends is the second really big important story. So I wanted to make sure the evening after did not overshadow it in any way. So I made it kind of just okay on purpose, so that it was just kind of there,
Which is clever.
which is clever. Which is why it's kind of clever.
I guess you could say it's kind of. Oh, god damn it.
Don't worry about it.
A little late on the uptake there.
Okay, next up, the part where shit hits the fan.
King of Titles, dude. That's
Wait,
such a great title.
Why
that-
did I put this here? I put this in the wrong spot. I'm sorry.
Wait, the part where shit's hit.
The part where shit hits the fan.
Where's that one?
That
'Cause
one is
It's
the
the part where
That's the part where
shit
shit
That's
hits
the
the
part
fan.
where shit hits the
that
fan.
one's,
Yeah,
that
thanks,
one's,
guys.
that was the one with the first iconic death.
This is the part where he kills you.
Exactly.
that
Get out of my
The part where
fucking
he
head.
kills you.
This is that part.
Dragon, it's the one where to be fair, no, I don't think Grayman's read this one yet. But it's the part where
It's an
It's where they go
Yes,
into the
it's that
closet
one.
and all the spinny things are.
yeah,
The part where they kill
Yeah,
you.
okay.
This is that part.
it's that
Okay.
part.
Okay.
I put
I was
this in the wrong spot, so I am moving it to another spot because I did not think about this one enough. So I am moving it right now, but it's to a
King
spot
of
where
Titles.
people think it's more likely. So
Oh
I'm actually
fuck!
giving
She
you
put
guys
it down. She put it down.
Yeah, I will admit I put it too far down. So take it that what you will.
Oh, she put it too far down.
Okay.
Too far down.
Hmm.
Okay, so the reason I wanted to
Interesting.
know this is because I felt like I knew which story it was, but I wanted to see where it was in context with the rest of the title list because I've.
Oh,
That's
the
been-
part sobs, says Caroline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Take your time.
It could be a W.
It could be.
I think it's a
I'm thinking W.
Because again, the fact that because it definitely isn't King of Titles. Because if she says I put it too far down, it wouldn't be like, yeah, I was in I Don't Get It, but I've decided now it's the King of Title. Like,
Yeah, that's
just logically
sure.
it doesn't work. But I could 100% see her being in I Don't Get It or something and being like, actually, you know what? This was a win. Throw it in W.
Is
Or
that-
she's like, I hated this title, but you know it's kind of clever
Is
actually.
that okay? What is everybody
True.
thinking? What is everybody thinking?
W.
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 Yeah, I think W is
Okay,
fine.
W. Okay, I originally put it in kind of clever, but it should have been W. So
That's
yes.
kind of what I figured. Yeah.
I
Let's
will-
go.
Let's go. We get another W ourselves.
Because again, it's one of those meta Hedgehog being snarky ones. Where it's like, oh,
Exactly.
this is the part where shit hits the fan.
That's exactly what I was gonna say because I had a penchant in Arc 1. Specifically in Arc 1, I do still do this occasionally, but I did a special on Arc 1 where I would make titles that were specifically references to specific tropes.
You love the tropes.
We love the tropes. Listen, I was really big into TV tropes in high school, and I still am. At work, sometimes I'll just start browsing TV tropes.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Fucking
Yeah.
nerd.
I am a nerd, yeah, but I'm very fascinated by it, and so I
Having interests. Nerd.
cringe.
Fascinating.
Arc 1 story. Damn, I'm
Dude,
close to this one.
When I become drunk, I realize I just become my grandmother, my poor grandmother. Rest in
Oh,
peace.
no.
She always said fascinating a lot. I love that woman. She was amazing. She was like
She was fascinating.
she always said fascinating. Like she was a big travel writer, and whenever she would go on a trip and she'd tell us about the trip, she'd say, "Oh, it was fascinating. I learned this thing." I love that woman. She died too early. I
Hedgehog,
loved her dearly.
please.
Oh.
Yes.
Hedgehog, please. I need to stop having character traits of you or your family tree.
But yes,
That is,
anyway.
you know what? Aedrah,
Me
that's
saying fascinating is literally one of the things I do.
I know.
Hello, son.
I know, son. I know. But yeah, so the part. I'm sorry, I'm gonna ramble on
Boy.
too much, guys. But yeah, the part
Boy.
that shit hits the fan
It's
should
fine.
be a uncommon hedgehog W because it's not quite King of Titles, but it is certainly a title that gives you a little bit of intrigue about. Oh God, shit's gonna hit the fan. What the fuck does that mean? But also
Exactly.
it references a
That's
trope,
great,
so
man.
it's clever. Yeah, no, it's an uncommon hedge W.
Well, again, the fact that there were so many trope titles, specifically in Arc 1, which was kind of a lot about the truth and stuff like that, and what that necessarily means for the world, if you are picking up what I'm putting down without saying too much.
Yes.
The fact that they're trope titles makes complete sense and
Absolutely.
falls in line with that theming.
Absolutely.
So,
It
Oh,
all
that- you're
wraps
so
back
right.
around to Dragon's game. That's what he's talking about.
Yes, all of my stories are actually just a reference
yeah.
to Dragon's games.
it's true.
By
It's
the way,
all a reference to C storage.
it's all a reference
Everyone
to C
knows
storage.
this.
Play C storage. Somebody post the link to C storage.
No, there is
Hold
no
on.
The hell
link.
is
It's gone.
C
It's all
storage?
gone.
It's all gone because I started over.
No, memories is still up.
No, it's all gone.
It's not all gone.
It's all gone.
No, I'm posting unless you really don't want me to. I'm
It's
posting the
all
link.
gone. I'm starting over.
Okay, I won't post the link then. I'll be sad about it. But
Hedgehog, message me that link in the DMs.
I will.
It's
will
all
later.
gone.
Message
Start
every
over.
single person in the stream the link.
Yeah, in the DMs.
If you look up
Go,
C
go,
underscore
no,
storage,
go
you'll
play
find it.
Spooky Nights because it's Hedgehog themed, and it's awful, and I love it.
Rose says the part where
It broke my
Caroline
computer.
cries.
Yeah, go play Spooky Nights. It broke a madam's computer.
Okay, we've got
Go
four
play
left.
Spooky.
We've got
Go
four
play
left.
Spooky Nights 2 and speedrun it like I did.
It's true.
Yeah,
Aedrah,
go
Aedrah has the world record speedrun for Spooky Nights
He
too.
also has the
Very
only
impressive.
speedrun.
They also have the only speedrun. Yes. For
I need to
Yeah.
go get a new personal best in that.
No, you should. You should.
It's
You
time
don't.
for practice.
I will.
You're-
if you,
you're
if you
the
stream
number
at a
one.
time where I'm
You don't
free,
have
I will
to.
watch you do it. And I will second monitor you, but I will watch you do it. Okay.
Imagine
All right,
second
then.
monitoring someone.
Imagine,
That's
Miceman,
fucked up,
imagine.
Hedgehog.
Yeah, Miceman, anyway, what essay are you typing over there?
Playing Viscera cleanup detail.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm sorry.
No.
I can't concentrate for this long.
Dude, I get it, and you didn't admit it and like brag about not like you didn't brag about second monitoring me, so it's fine. I love
No,
you.
I'm not gonna do
all
that.
good.
I only do that when it's personal.
when it's funny. Yeah.
I only do that when I mean it.
Yeah. Okay. It's fine. You're just talking. I get it. It's fine. The product of sacrifice. Thank you, Mizu
So
Toko, for
not-
the happy birthday wishes. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Hi, Mizu.
Oh,
Hey,
Mizu, what up?
Did
What's
you,
up,
did you
Mizu?
get good
You
sleep,
need to come.
Mizu?
You need to come hang out with us more often, Mizu. We miss you.
We do.
That was that
miss you.
stream, Mizu.
Mizu, we were talking about you earlier in the stream, but I won't say why because you won't like it.
Don't worry about it.
That's just gonna live in your
Stop.
nightmares now.
Don't worry about
Mizu's just like,
it.
what?
Uh,
What the fuck?
Mizu, we were talking about you.
Okay. Anyway, the product of sacrifice.
Millions.
What do we think?
This is
I
actually
think
my
of
most
product of
recent
sacrifice?
story, not counting the Patreon OC one about the fucking wizard.
Gerbil already told me about it. Oh,
Gerbil
great.
snitched.
Great.
Gerbil.
Great. Listen, I only said it because I knew we'd never get to $10,000. I promise.
Yeah, Mizu. Anyway, so someone donated 10K,
They
so
did
we're gonna
not.
need you
No,
to.
Yeah,
they did
just
not.
now.
No. Okay.
If
The product of sacrifice. What do we think?
Okay, so I have an immediate. an
I
immediate
think
point
that
for
you
this.
really like this title.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an immediate point for this.
Okay.
I
She
like
always-
this title a lot.
She likes the ones that play off of other titles, and this is a reference to the product of Stardust.
You're so
That's a
right.
good point. That's a good point.
I was
Hedgehog
gonna say
does
kind
like
of
the,
clever, but maybe this is a W.
And because the product of Stardust was song related, and then product of
The
Sacrifice.
product of Stardust was not song related.
Wait, I thought it was.
It
or
was
no,
not.
Platinum Soul is. I
Platinum
always confuse
Soul
those
is,
two.
but product of Stardust is not. I just wanted to make sure the facts were straight.
Okay, no, good then.
Mm-hmm.
But but the fact that she came up with products of Stardust, and then not joked, but like referenced off of that, and made the title the exact same, but it's Sacrifice, which is another longer S word. I think
S word.
I think she
S-word.
liked how
X.
clever she was.
Okay.
I think I probably. So wait, where are you putting it?
I was gonna say clever, but maybe W.
I'll go with
I
that.
could
Yeah.
I could see this even being a king. It just depends on how.
I think this is a really good title. I like this title a lot.
Because the product of
Um,
Stardust is one of my favorite titles. The product of Sacrifice, referencing off of that and still being a really good title, could put it in King of Titles, but I would also be happy putting it in W.
W.
I think it's a W. I
Okay.
really like this
We
title.
have
I think it's
3 for
concise
W's.
but interesting.
I think W as well.
Yep, Caroline's also W. I think we're all in W.
Okay. All right. I put it in kind of clever.
Oh my goodness.
Damn.
God damn it, I was right.
No, it's specifically because I like the product of Stardust a little bit better than the
Well,
product
that's
of
because
Sacrifice.
Product of Stardust is King of Titles, so a little
No,
bit worse than that is W.
Product of Stardust is uncommon Hedge W, for sure. Because it's very, very good, but not quite titles.
What is this Noah noise I'm hearing?
We lost connection with OBS for just 1 second, so let me repeat myself. It's not quite Product of Stardust is not quite King of Titles, but it is definitely a very high uncommon Hedgehog
In
W.
your opinion.
Yes, which means Product of Sacrifice as a derivative title, as not quite a title as good as Product of Stardust, is in kind of clever.
Okay, so the logic was sound. We were just up
You were just
one.
off one.
Yeah.
Yep, you were just off one, but your logic was very
Fair
sound.
enough.
Yes. Okay, there was blood.
There
I
was.
think
Horrifying, dude.
What act is this?
This is not a Needy Valley story.
is another
This is
not-Needy
another.
Valley.
This is another
Oh, shoot.
standalone.
I think this is a King of Titles because there was in fact blood in the story, so she didn't lie.
That's true. We like our literal titles here. That's true.
This story ends with a death.
Dude, spoil.
Yeah,
Wow.
spoilers.
Madam,
I'd
what
put
the
this in good.
fuck?
I'd say maybe W.
I
What
do
happens
like
in this one
title.
again?
This is a standalone, my
This
man.
is
I don't
the-
think you've
this
read
is-
all the standalones.
This is the little girl has the piggy bank.
I don't think I've read this
no,
one
you
actually.
probably haven't read this one because
Also-
I know you didn't read a couple of the standalones. You should read the standalones, by
Also,
the
yeah,
way.
I should
one-
read them. I
this
should.
one, I believe, is
You should
rather
read
important.
everything.
I just want to say, for the record, nearly everything I've ever written does take place in the same universe. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I mean, you know,
Marvel?
technically.
Yeah, it's
Marvel
it's,
be
Dude,
like.
Misu has a
yes,
good point.
It's the Hedgehog
Okay,
cinematic universe, which I
listen.
hate when people say.
I have
The
a
hedge
point
verse.
to discuss for where this goes. I don't have where it goes, but I have a point to discuss. The title is
Yeah.
There Was Blood. The first sentence, there was blood.
That is really
Hedgehog
good.
Hedgehog loves that shit. I know.
Dude, it's like when they say, "What are we? Some kind of Suicide Squad?" I mean,
Dude, shut the fuck up. So what are you guys, a bunch of cyberpunks?
yeah, what are we? Like cyberpunk egg runners or something?
Dude, it's like when Peter Griffin is talking to some guy and he goes, "Dude, I have a family, guy."
Okay. What's everybody's votes?
Like when Homer says, "It's The Simpsons."
This is good.
Everybody's just
I'd say
ignoring
this
me
is
now.
W. This is good.
I think Dragon has convinced me that it's a uncommon hedge W.
Okay, so we have.
I'm gonna go with kind of clever, actually.
So we have 3 W's. We have 1 kind of clever. What's Aedrah think?
Wait, where did we have
W.
3 W's?
Because Grayman, Madam, and you.
I didn't say W.
Oh,
And
what'd you
me.
say?
I
Miceman.
haven't said anything yet.
Oh, sorry. What'd you
That
say,
was
Dragon?
Miceman. I don't know. I was still mulling it over.
Okay.
Because I agree with Madam. I think that you eat that shit up where it's like there was blood, and then the first thing is there was blood. So much blood. Like it's a call into the story, and it essentially doesn't tell you. It tells you something, but it doesn't tell you anything. Like there was blood. Oh yeah, it's.
We've said that a lot.
Well, yeah, exactly. There is a death or a tragic event or a something.
He said,
Period.
but if the title is There Was Blood, that means there had to be blood before the story, not during. So true.
So true.
King of
Deep
titles.
thought.
Deep thoughts with the deep.
There was
That's an
blood.
easy tarot
No,
card.
yeah, I'd probably
Not
say
there
Is
is
there no
blood.
more blood? Are we out of blood?
I'll say W. That makes sense. to me.
So most people are saying W.
Yep.
Okay.
But I can see it in kind of clever too.
I said I don't get it. For one
What?
specific
Damn.
reason. It's not
I
a
don't
title.
get it.
It's just the first sentence of the story.
That is a
man,
title.
I reversed it. I said that was a good thing, but
So-
she didn't like it.
Let me explain. When I was in college, some classes, when I wasn't really interested in the class, when it was a class they made me take, I'd bring my laptop in, and I just wouldn't pay
my
attention
goodness.
in class, and I'd do whatever I wanted.
What?
Hedgehog. That's not.
Bad student.
But I'd still get A's.
I'm gonna
so
report you to the dean.
I'd still get A's, so no one can say anything. Because I was really good at getting my assignments done on time.
Wait, hold on, real quick before you continue.
Yeah.
Mizu, just so you know, these are where we're placing them, not where she placed them. So technically, we put a lot of them in uncommon W, but they're not right.
I'm gonna show off my, because the whole point is for them to guess where I put them. This is their tier list, not mine. I
We
am
should
gonna show
totally
at the end of the
post them
stream.
and like compare
So,
them.
yes, the majority of them are in Hedgehog W or in Uncommon Hedge W, but it's because we keep trying to guess that,
They-
not because they are
They
actually that.
they voted a lot of my titles a lot higher than I do.
Yeah, you can see that we're trending up.
Yes, where I trended way farther down than they did.
You gotta admire yourself more, Hedgehog.
You see that we
It's
like her
because
stuff way more than she does.
It's because she took like the top 3 titles and said these fucking stink just to
No.
make us mad.
No, it's not
Yeah,
true.
that's about what happened.
Is it weird I'm better at writing teasers for stories rather than making the story itself? Not at all.
No.
I'm very good at writing teasers for stories. Dragon
It's a lot easier to come up with an idea than
It
to
is.
actually flesh it out.
But anyway,
Yep.
so when I was in college, a lot of times when I was not interested in a class, because it was a class they made me take, specifically like basic essay writing, which I mastered my freshman year of high school.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, I would mostly just play on my laptop during class, and then I would write the essays and get A's, and it didn't matter. So I would write stories a lot during class because then it looked like I was taking notes. This is a skill I learned very early on in high school. This is why I started writing stories in a notebook in the first place, is because in high school, if you're playing on your phone, they know you're just playing on your phone. But if you're writing in a notebook, it looks at first glance like you're taking notes.
It could be anything.
It could
You
be anything.
writing notes.
So I started writing stories in notebooks specifically because I got really bored during class and it looked like I was writing notes. So I did the same thing in college with a laptop because everybody had a laptop. So I wrote stories a lot in college. And this was one story I wrote specifically as a backstory for a character that was supposed to be the main character of the story that would eventually become Aedrah Valley. She did
Doug
not end
Bailey.
Nope, not Doug Bailey at all. This is not a cancer book. She did not end up being the main character of Aedrah Valley. She did not even appear in Aedrah Valley.
I was gonna say Buttercup.
Nope, not Buttercup either.
My girl Buttercup was done dirty. in
She
Aedrah
was
Valley,
she
after
was
all.
done dirty. Basic essay writing sounds absolutely miserable. Sincerely, a person who writes essays for fun. It's so true. I did the exact same thing. Thank you, that Ozian. So this was just a weird little bit I wrote just to experiment with a character and what her backstory would look like. So when you make docs in Word, it just defaults the title to being the first sentence of whatever your document is. And because it wasn't supposed to be an actual story that I was planning on posting anywhere or anything, I just saved it as the first sentence of the story. So that's why the title is There Was
Damn.
Blood.
There was blood.
Yep.
Well,
It
still
still sounds raw though. It's a good
No,
title.
it does
Yeah, it
still
is
sound
raw,
raw, which is
so-
why I didn't change it, but it's just the first sentence of the
I was
story.
gonna say this is one where we got it very wrong, but it makes sense why we got it very wrong. I
Yeah,
do
she just
think it's
put
a
no effort into
raw-ass- It's a raw ass.
Yeah, I didn't put
title,
any effort into it, which is why I put it. I don't get it.
Yeah, but it's a raw ass
No, for
title.
sure. That also says my Spanish teacher figured me out, and with the same tone as asking someone to put away their phone, she used to go, "What are you writing?" See, the thing is that since I had pretty easy teachers that like really liked me, because I usually like, even if I was writing in my notebook, I still participated more than anybody else, so they liked me a lot. So I think
Wow, teacher's pet.
I was because I just turned in all my work on time, and just nobody else ever wanted
and
to answer
shit,
questions,
people
and
love
I
that,
felt
yeah.
I felt really awkward when nobody answered questions, and I always knew the answer, so I just raised my hand and answered the questions that we didn't wait in silence.
I
so they
feel
all-
that.
Yeah, so they all really liked me. So I'm pretty sure one or two of my teachers knew what I was doing, and they knew that I wasn't taking notes, but they just let me do it anyway because I still got A's in their classes. So who the fuck cared?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're getting A's.
Yeah, as long as I'm getting A's, you literally can't say anything. If I'm getting A's, you can't say anything.
That's the rule.
Exactly. All right, we got 2 more titles, guys.
Teacher, I'm gonna go smoke crack in the bathroom. Be back in
You
5
got
minutes.
it.
Exactly.
But I'm getting
I want you-
I'm
A's.
getting A's, so who cares?
I want you
Okay.
guys to know that this next title is my actual personal favorite title.
It's one of I'm not gonna say it's my favorite title, but it's definitely up there. For me.
Really?
Well, I
thought
guess
you
we
loved
know
this
it's not
title.
in this fucking stinks.
This is not a cancer book. What do we think?
I
of this
was
one?
gonna say put this in King of Titles, but apparently
King of Titles.
not.
Well, to be
Well,
fair,
Hedgehog
it
just
can
said
still-
it's not her favorite.
But it can
Just
still
just
be
like
King of
how
Titles and
Aedrah
not
will
be her
fight
But
favorite.
for the
Just
Orpheus
because
one
it's
in
not
King
my
of Titles,
favorite
that's
doesn't mean
me.
it's not in King of Titles. I will say. Because my
'Cause-
favorite is in King of Titles.
Because if King of Titles was her favorite, that means that there can only be one in King of Titles, which does make sense as it's called King of Titles and not Kings of Titles.
But there are also already more than one in King of
Exactly.
Titles. Hedgehog literally didn't do shit in class and still got A's. And also, it's very true.
Well,
And
that one
also-
specific class.
But did they
yeah.
like you have to donate to you on Stream Elements? Actually, Fun fact: my kindergarten teacher donates $5 a month to your Patreon.
That's awesome.
So
No.
fun fact, Dribble, you are correct.
No, literally. So my kindergarten teacher really loved me and one of my other classmates in our year, and she became really good
Aw.
friends with my parents and her parents. They're parents now, I guess. So literally, when teachers retire, they do a big little celebration every year for it. And each teacher gets to invite a couple students they would like, or a couple family members or whatever. My kindergarten teacher invited me and my friend from kindergarten and our moms, and we got to go to her retirement party. It was pretty cool.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
rad.
She was one of my favorite
That's
teachers
sweet,
of all
yeah.
time. She was one of my favorite teachers. She was so cool. Literally the summer before I went to kindergarten, I took summer school, and I ended up getting her for summer school class. And I liked her so much that basically, I didn't learn this until later, but basically every year of my elementary school, my mom handpicked which teacher I was going to get. Cause she'd go to the principal, because she was friends with the principal, and go, Belle's going to be in this class. And she said, okay. So I said, I like this teacher.
Okay.
And my mom said, okay, cool, I'll make sure you get her for kindergarten. So she contacted the principal before she even knew her and said, hey, can you put my daughter in this class? And the principal said, yeah. So I got in her class.
Dude.
My mom
That's
was
nepotism, baby.
my mom was very involved. It
Nepotism.
wasn't even nepotism. My mom's just a very assertive person. My mom is the nicest person on the planet, but my mom gets what she wants because she's the nicest person on the planet, but she will say, this is what I want. Will you please give it to me? And she's so nice that people usually tell her yes. And I learned that from her.
That's the Midwest way, baby.
That's Midwest, yeah.
Yeah.
Does she slap her knees and say, "Well, I guess it's about time I get going"?
Yeah,
When it's time to get going.
Does she go, oh,
I do. Yes, she's Minnesotan. Did I dox myself, Dribble? What did I say?
Uh-oh.
What did I say? I don't
Rip
think I said
Hedgehog.
That
anything.
you're Midwestern, I
Am
guess.
Midwestern?
I don't know.
I've doxed myself worse than that. Everybody
We got
knows
her!
Everybody
Track
knows
her
I'm
down,
from the
boys.
Midwest.
Dude, listen, I won't.
Do
I
you
won't
see
say
the
it,
way
I
she
won't
talks?
say it again because I don't like saying it so often. But she's literally said what city we live in.
Yeah, fucking people know
Which
where
is,
I
of
Also,
course,
no, you said
St. Louis.
I think you said the name of someone. I don't remember. I don't
Oh.
remember. I wasn't paying enough attention to.
I didn't. I know
Everyone
I
go
didn't. Say, I
back and
know I
clip
didn't
it.
say the kindergarten teacher because I made sure I didn't say the kindergarten teacher's name.
You might have said the principal's
I
name.
did not say the principal's name because I know I didn't. And I
You
did
must
say
have
my
said the
mom's
name of the
name.
city then.
No, it wasn't the
I-
city. I,
because-
did not say the name of the city. Gerbil,
You didn't say the name of your friend.
Wait, Gerbil, can you just DM me what she said so I can make fun of it on stream? I won't
Yeah,
say it,
please.
obviously.
Oh, my name? Oh. Well,
Oh, yeah, because you said, hey, can so-and-so get this
oh,
teacher?
yeah.
Okay.
No, listen, it's a nickname. Who the fuck cares? Okay.
I thought it was the name of the teacher.
That's right.
No, as long as if I said my own name,
I couldn't think of
people,
anything
people
funny.
can already find my name. Whatever. As long as I didn't say anybody else's
That's
name,
right,
fine.
Steven.
Yes.
Yeah,
Steven.
Steven.
Steven. Okay, anyway, this is not a cancer book. I'm rambling. What do y'all think about this is not a cancer book?
Okay.
This is my king of titles. I don't even care.
I'll help Grayman in defending this King of Titles.
Yeah, King of Titles.
yeah, sure. I'll
Again,
jump in on that.
I think I've been waiting
Goodbye,
for this one.
that
I think
Ozzy,
this is
and
a King of
thank you.
Titles.
I think we
For
all think
sure.
it's a King of Titles, but also the fact that it's her epitome of being smug. Like, this is her ultimate, her being aggressively smug.
Smugness.
Because
It's so good. It's geek.
Because
What
it's
do you
like,
mean your
oh,
legal
not
name
only
is the
is it
Hedgehog?
a-
I've been lied to.
This whole time, your
Like,
name
my
hasn't
la-
been
my legal
Hedgehog?
name is Madam.
Everybody says King of
It's
Titles?
true.
Is that what everybody
Yeah,
says?
no, we're all
Yes.
on
Okay.
full agreement of that.
I put this under Uncommon Hedgehog W.
Oh my goodness.
So it's
That's fair.
slightly
Don't
under.
care. Didn't ask.
Fair enough.
You know what? Why haven't we been saying that the whole stream, really?
God,
Fair
we
enough.
waited way
Shut up,
too
Hedgehog.
long.
You're wrong.
It's eye-catching. I like it, King. So let me.
Wrong plus L plus ratio.
The only reason I put it in Uncommon Hedge W is because it was me being a shit eater, but it was me being a shit eater in a very edgy teenager way.
I love it.
Yeah, I know.
but again,
that's what
for
makes
the
it fun.
story that it's
No,
a part
for
of,
sure.
that's perfect.
No, for sure. So, by the way, the reason I named it that, just for everybody out there, is because I named it as a reference to John Green. A year or two before I wrote this story, I was in a creative writing class, and the teacher of that class decided to read to us out loud the entirety of The Fault in Our Stars. Which The Fault in Our Stars is a pretty good book, I will admit. I like John Green as a writer. I think he has a lot of humor. I think he's pretty funny. That's the only book of his I've ever read, though. So take that with a grain of
I
salt.
think his brother's cooler.
Take that with a grain of salt. But
Blue
he
green.
started a whole trend of people writing stories about teenagers with cancer and stuff like that.
Very specific trend.
Yeah. So I when I was going to make that a novel originally, which I never did because I lost track of the plot and didn't figure out what I was ever going to do with it. But when I was going to write that as a novel, I named it This Is Not a Cancer Book specifically to make fun of that trend because I was like, oh, people are writing stories about kids with cancer and it's all dramatic and sad. I'm going to write a story about a kid with schizophrenia. And that's weird.
And then the ultimate punchline is that that kid inevitably had a sister who had cancer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's
So it is.
half the reason I made her have cancer is for the joke of the original Doug story.
It's like, this is not a cancer
Me
book.
when I'm
oh,
God.
Shit, it is a cancer book.
No, literally, that's half the reason I gave her cancer. Sorry,
Okay.
that's kind of a spoiler. But
Madam
half the reason I
Lawson.
gave her cancer.
To be fair,
This is a reference to that title.
I did say nothing. There was no better title than Nothing to See Here, just a never-ending pile of shit on my face. I have an addendum. If you named it This Is a Cancer Book, it would have been very funny.
That is true.
Oh, I'm so upset that you didn't name it that.
I know, I should have. There's 3 titles
This
now.
is a
There's
cancer
3
book.
titles now that I could have named Nothing to See Here. One of
Aw,
them is Oh
shit.
Shit. One of them is This Fucking Sucks. And the other one is This Is a Cancer Book.
Combined all 3. Oh shit, this fucking sucks.
This
This, is
is
a cancer book.
Oh shit, this is a cancer book. This sucks.
I prefer Gemini books, just quirky like that. Fair enough.
Tricky, like.
Okay, the last
just built
last title.
different.
I wish we could have ended it with Vision Quest because I could have talked about it at the end, but you guys had to ruin it for me.
No, we needed to get you drunk
Sorry.
early.
Yeah. So Tumbling Down. What do you think about Tumbling Down? Very
King of Titles.
anticlimactic title to end it with.
King
but-
of Titles. And the reason I think that is 'cause it's
Hedgehog loves Evangelion. This
Yeah.
is obviously W or
Very
above.
true.
She loves that song. That's why she named it that. She's gonna be like, I think it's This Fucking Stinks because
Okay,
the
hold
other
on.
day I got stung
Hold
by
Yes,
a
I do.
bee.
Hold on. What does everyone
That's
think?
play a feed the other day.
Titles or Uncommon Hedge W? What does everyone think? So I heard
I'm
about-
going with W.
W.
Yeah, it's probably
I'd
actually.
say W.
Yeah,
Okay.
W.
W? Okay. I put it under Kinda Clever. Because it
Damn.
is the Evangelion reference, and I do like the Evangelion reference, but also it's a pretty basic title. So
You know,
put it under
That's fair.
I actually would have argued with kind of clever, but I just kind of wanted to get
Get
it
this
over
over
with.
with.
I just kind of wanted to not be here.
It's gonna
anymore.
not be here anymore.
I just kind of hate
fucking
all of you,
sick of
honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you
Okay.
get it.
We've gone through all of them. It took us only 3 hours because I talked for the last 20 minutes about nothing. So let me show off my tier list. This is why I did display capture, so I could just pull this up because I knew I was gonna be pissed drunk and
You
it'd be
could
easier to just
swap it.
bring it over to the window. So this was my tier list. So as you can see,
Mike
Can't
Miller's
see
is the
'cause
only
you're
one
not-
in.
You're not screen sharing that to us.
No, I'm not screen sharing to you, but you can see it on the stream in
Okay,
a minute.
hold on. Let me go to this.
So
Oh, well,
as,
I mean, if
I,
the-
Oh, I
pulled
gotta
them
watch the
up,
stream.
I've pulled them up next to each other now. So as you can see, they put a lot of my titles higher than I did, which I'm proud of. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you think my
Yeah, no
titles
problem.
are pretty good. Or at least either that or you guys think I'm really conceited.
Well, I was gonna say, to be fair, it is
Well-
what we thought you put them
You
at,
guys
not
think-
what.
You guys think I'm really conceited.
I don't know.
No.
I mean, I live
Hedgehog loves herself and doesn't think she has any flaws.
Not at all.
Well,
I have
also-
This is a
no
fact.
flaws.
Smile.
You also have to keep in mind that we kept
Smile.
we kept stacking King of Titles and Uncommon W after things kept getting put lower and lower because like we went with the idea of eventually it has to be one of
You know
them.
what?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, it was
That's
one
pretty
of
much
those
which
things-
was pretty much the plan from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, as things kept getting put lower than we thought, we were like, okay, well then maybe we have to keep course correcting to get them right. But ultimately, all that did was just result in an overpopulation of the top.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Honestly, I don't think these two are too far off.
No, they're
I
not
think
too
you
far
guys
off.
just
You
didn't
guys,
listen
you
to
guys
me.
got like half of them right. I had to switch to
Yeah.
I had to switch to sips because you guys kept getting too many of them right. So my prediction was you were gonna get 5 or 6 right. You guys got like 11 or 12 right
I was gonna
out
say
of
no.
25. So you guys got almost half
Not
right.
even including the complete fucking shakeups that happened with a couple of these. We didn't do half
You
bad.
guys did really, really well. You guys did way better than I thought you would.
Thank
So-
you.
So congratulations, everyone.
I can't get over the nothing to see here one.
It's
and just the
sucks.
difference.
Yeah,
sucks.
listen, nothing
I
to see
know.
here.
It sucks.
Nothing to see here, and his hold has turned so tight were the biggest upsets for me.
They both suck. I hate them. I hate them. His hold is turned so tight has to stay because the reference needs to stay. I might change nothing to see here if I ever edit
You
them.
can't. You can't now.
Dragon will stop me,
I'm
so
telling.
I won't.
Yeah,
but-
listen, everyone,
Well-
don't worry.
Well,
I
now we
will
have
put
4
it
new
in.
titles.
We
It
have
could be.
we have 3 new
Yeah.
titles. I'm
Ah,
gonna just rename
shit,
it.
this fucking sucks.
I'm
great.
just gonna
Windsor
rename it.
book.
I'm just
Go
gonna
for
rename
it.
it.
Okay,
This
no,
fucking sucks.
Listen, I think Auschwitz funny. I think This Is a Cancer Book is funny. I think This Fucking Sucks is funny. I think Nothing to See Here, Just a Never-Ending Pile of Shit Right on My Head is Doug reading the story about himself and describing it. And I think that is the perfect title for it.
Whatever.
And
you say.
as the resident Doug guy, I think
Is that what you are?
Listen.
Is that what
listen,
we're calling it
listen,
nowadays?
Doug existed before Dragon existed in my brain and in my life. Doug definitely got influenced by Dragon post
but
Dragon.
I got
being
it.
in my
I
life.
existed before Doug.
But I didn't know you, so you didn't exist before
That's
me.
what I'm
before
saying.
Doug.
He stole from me.
Yeah, Doug stole. I channeled Dragon when I wrote Doug when I was 15 years old. But a separate character was definitely based off of Dragon. So you know.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
Much to
Bad
Asia's
guy.
chagrin, a separate character is based off of Dragon and not them.
A bad guy.
Doug was
Duh.
her first choice. Dragon was her second choice.
I was about to say Dribble. You don't know how right
God
you are.
fucking damn it, Gerbil.
How does it feel being second fiddle to a fictional character?
What do you mean
Me
second?
settling with second best
third.
because my fictional, one true love will never be real.
He's third, and one of them is based on him.
I was gonna say I'm third fiddle, and one of them is a worse version of me.
One of them is an equally shitty version of you. Let's
We can
be
get
honest.
worse than you. Man, I've been mean to Dragon today.
Okay, listen. All I'm saying is Marvin's coming for you, Miceman.
Oh no, Marvin.
Okay, this has been
Marvin.
Hedgehog lacks object permanence. Dragon didn't exist when Hedge didn't know him, but Doug is always there.
It's true.
So true. Doug's existed since I was 15 years old. Dragon's only existed
Dragon's
since I was
existed
19.
since I was 25.
No, Dragon's existed since I was 19.
No, that's not how that works.
18 then.
That's not how that works.
It is how it works. All right, thanks everybody for joining us. I'm gonna end the stream now. I never really want to talk to these fuckers for another 2 hours. I'm gonna stay up too late. But for the public stream, thank you guys.
Don't
for
lie,
joining
you're
for
gonna
my-
pass out.
Okay, bye everyone.
No, I'm
Bye.
drunk, which means I'm gonna try
Ah.
to avoid being alone as long as possible.
Yeah, Caroline says ironically, Dragon's character is not the actual Dragon character. Yeah, does that make me fourth fiddle?
Maybe no. You're on equal footing with one of them.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, me and Libideus are on equal footing.
No, that's not who I meant. Technically, I prefer you over Doug because as much as I love Doug as a character, he's a fucking whiner.
Yeah, he's an axhole.
Yeah,
According
Yeah, he's a little
asshole.
bitch.
I would
liked.
prefer you over Doug. So you
Wow,
always
we
the
get a
part
win, folks.
where-
you get a win. All right, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining
All right,
me.
good night.
I'm
Bye,
this
chat.
drunk. I'll be more sober on the 29th for my interview for the Higurashi Matsuri event. Please join me then at 3 EST or no 4 EST, 3 CST. Have a good night, guys.
Hell yeah. Bye bye.